Hello!
Hello! Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us for our random one-shot Saturday where we are going to do Brindlewood Bay with some amazing people, and I promise there will be no chaos whatsoever. Please come back and view all the other sessions of other games, which are awesome, all over at happyjacks.org/a game. Whatever game you like. There's a bunch of them. They're fantastic.
Shows?
Shows?
But
That's what we said. I'm Burke. My real name's Christos. Many of you might know me from Discord, where I am a mod there. So that's me. Content warnings. We're going to do these real quickly. This game is super cozy and light and fun. However, it sometimes can touch on the dark and bloody, and occasionally also talk about growing old and the things that those mean towards people. So if that is a trigger warning to you, we have warned you. There are safe tools being used. We've all talked about it. We fill out lines and veils, X card, all of that great stuff. Let's start with introing our players and the characters they are going to be playing. Actually, no. Let's just do who you are, and then we'll go back to new characters, because that's a whole part of this game that we're going to talk about. So, you first.
Oh my gosh. Hello, everyone out there listening or watching. Mostly listening, I know. This is Terry Gamble. I'm already doing a voice. I'm going to stop. Hold on. Hi. Terry. Oh, I can't stop. Oh, no.
Don't stop. It's good.
Oh,
just,
no.
Just work it. Yeah.
I love it. And what do you want to know about me? Tell me more. What do you need? Is that it? I'm happy to be here. I've played a bunch of fun Happy Jacks games. I'm always happy to come and play with y'all. It's honestly a delight, and I'm glad I just moved like a couple blocks away, so I'll be here way more often. So I'm really happy about that.
Perfect.
Hello, I'm Clara, and now I'm doing a weird accent. I'm a Leo, and I like long walks off the pier.
Because you're a mermaid.
Yeah,
of course you do.
It took so long to come up with that joke. I'm the Lydia Bennett of Happy Jacks.
I love
Whatever
it.
that means. Is that it? Is that what we got? Oh, she, they.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Oh, and I'm Terry
important.
Gamble, they, them. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm Joey, he, him, and I am the least extra person on Happy Jacks, clearly.
For those of you who are just listening, just know that Joey is wearing full eyelashes and sunglasses at the same time.
I don't see how that's any of your business.
Oh.
And it looks bloody fantastic.
Yeah, internet. The internet has no way of getting
it's
in
bright
people's
here now, but
business.
it was like,
Joey's not hungover. This was.
I'm not.
Just a character choice.
Do you think it's gonna be true?
Funny, I'm Kadave. You see me here a lot, and you sometimes see me playing Dave the Diver on Twitch myself, because I am the inadvertent star of that video game. You can look up the art. Trust me, it's right.
No lie detected.
So I'm super jazzed to be here, because I don't think I've ever played in one of your games.
No, this is first time. This is my first time ever GMing on Happy Jacks.
Yeah.
So I have played with many people and over time and space, but this is my first time GMing. So I apologize ahead of time.
Never apologize.
But
I can have a show on here. You can have a show
Real
on
quick,
here.
did they demonstrate the X card system here?
no, actually,
So,
that's excellent.
where's
Can I
the
push
GM
it?
one?
I did it.
Can I push it?
I did it.
There's
So
one for the GM
in
to
front of
see.
your computer, you can't see it because it's behind your computer.
Aha,
There's a
thank
little
you.
flash. This is also for the people who are listening / can't see it.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's the best thing
We
I've ever
have
seen.
a little flashing light and a little call button that I can. Oh, it's remote.
Yeah.
I thought they were wired. And a little call button, so if we need to press the X card, we can hit it, and like a little party starts to happen.
It really is. It's
but it
like
does-
an RGB.
It
Like,
does
whoa,
go.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah,
I
it
like
does like it means like it catches your eye if someone's Xing.
Perfect. I love it.
Since studio-wise setup, it's not really feasible for us to have a reach and touch. So
It's a great option, honestly.
Yeah, there's
It's really
actually
good.
just a pit in the middle of the tables.
The endless void.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Hi, Stu.
that's where he is. Oh my God!
don't start that again. I'm not gonna get in trouble. I just got the FBI out of my house.
Oh my god.
Call them back.
Oh God. Okay. So this game is 100% not going to be on topic at any point given this whole night. We're going to be playing Brindlewood Bay today, which is a cozy murder mystery. Think Murder She Wrote with a little bit of Golden Girls and just a splash of Cthulhu. So this game is kind of fantastic, and I think this group is going to be awesome. You're all playing old ladies tonight. We've talked about this.
Who are you calling old?
Young ladies.
That's right.
Yeah.
I know, right?
And we are going to kind of experience this together. Well, I'm going to go through the rules with you all. So if anyone's watching this is their first time or whatever, and they want a little, help on getting into the game or whatever, this is going to be the worst place to check it because I'm terrible with rules. But I think this should work out okay. So this game is, for all intents and purposes, a very PBTA. 2d6, that kind of thing. Add a modifier, or add a stat. But the difference about this game is that if it's what you are rolling with is directly relative to what the thing is. So if you're trying to find out a clue by talking to someone, that's going to be a presence roll. If you're trying to get a clue from someone talking, by searching a room, that might be a reason roll. Okay. I will generally tell you what it is, but if you're like, no, I disagree, I think it should be this, most of the time I can be talked out of it. So I'm happy to roll with that. Here's the cool thing about this game. I don't know who the murderer is.
Oh.
You don't yet either. We are going to find out together. All these clues in this game are fairly open-ended. So at the end of the game, I will give you specific things, big capital C clues. I will tell you what they are. Then, once you have a certain amount of them, you'll be like, all right, we're going to theorize. And then we're going to have that moment in the hjrpg, shows or whatever.
Scooby-Doo moment. We're going to unveil. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to pull out the whiteboard with the lines and everything, at least in our minds. And then we're going to connect how many clues we can to whoever we think killed them. At that point, we will roll some dice to see if we're right. And then we'll have the moment of either showing the person who it is or them getting away or who the heck knows. It'll be exciting. So because of that, please forgive some of the clues I'm going to give you because they're a little bit nebulous. And that's on purpose. So then we'll be able to add them to it. This game is also very narrative and fun. And if you want to add in little details of situations, please do. That would be great. I'll try to ask for it as much as I can, but if it comes out great. No problems. This game only has a very limited moveset. There is a meddling move, which is trying to find out a clue. There is a day move and a night move, which are basically you're trying to do something. You're trying to break into a room. You're trying to not get shot by someone. You're trying to different things. These are day moves and night moves. Day moves are a little bit more chill. They're usually not as big of a deal if you fail. You might not get shot. Night moves are worse. If it's a night move, then the probability of you dying is high. Here's the crazy thing about this game. I am going to kill all of you, more than likely. However, it won't stick.
Oh, okay.
That's the crazy thing about this game is when you roll badly, you have the option to do something called putting on a crown. And if you put on a crown, then you mark off one of your crowns on your character sheet, and you turn that failure into a 7 to 9. Or you can also do, even if it's a 7 to 9, you want to turn it into a 10 plus.
It's like when I would do my housework with my tiara.
Yeah.
It's exactly like
and
that.
I would put on ABBA and be a dancing queen.
Celine Dion.
I wish this was a joke. This is
I
real.
the same situation with Celine Dion. Yeah.
I love it. And so I'm going to go hard on failures, and that's wise because you can always get out of them. Okay. Also, we'll talk about consequences of those kind of rolls before we roll, so that way you always have the option of like, I don't want to do that. I didn't realize this person was going to pull a gun on me. I didn't, whatever. And then we can go from there. Okay?
Okay.
Frankly, that's about it. That's about how it goes. Joey is going to be taking notes of clues when we get them. Probably.
When you asked me if Joey was okay with notes, I was like, he has to be. He's an actor.
No, I get notes. Doesn't mean I always take them.
That's true.
But I can, sure, we'll figure it out.
I'm happy to help.
I will yell out, "This is a clue!" in big bold letters.
Oh.
So to help you remember to write them down, and I'll try to keep track on my side as well. But it's important that you do that. Okay.
Thank you.
Sweet. Anyone have any questions?
Hope you're all having a fun day. I'm so excited.
Yay. Okay. We're gonna do the first part of this game, which is filling out our cozy places, which sounds just a little dirty, but isn't. we are we are going
Wasn't until
to.
you said it.
It for sure can be.
Listen, I know about retirement.
Woo!
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go around. Everyone's gonna
Wow.
say a little bit about your character, what your name is, what your cozy activity is, and if you want to say a little bit something about one of your exes, you can. If you not, you don't have to. But just a little bit something to kind of give us a feeling of who you are. Once you do that, then we're all going to go around and decide on what is in your cozy place. This can be something like knitting needles, or it can be something like a gun. Like, I don't know, whatever. Like, we're all pretty flexible here. Like, it can be
Yeah,
all
I
sorts of
am
crazy
from
things.
Georgia, so that
Yeah.
sounds right.
Hey, that's a great point.
That's my cuddling gun.
No, honey, that's the gun we keep in. That's the gun we keep in the display case. The one that's the house. That's the bedroom gun.
Now we have at least 50
Oh, God, that's
on property.
a reasonable amount for Georgia.
I think so. I think that's right. For all the grandkids when they come by and visit.
For trick-or-treaters.
Pass
I
them
definitely
out.
trick-or-treaters.
Pass them out.
Here's a
Sometimes-
Snickers and a 45.
It's America, sweetie.
Honey, when you got to protect your property, you got to stand your ground.
That's right.
So, hi, everybody. I'm Tabitha Struthers. Nice to meet you. I already know you, though. Aurora says I'm really cute when I talk. So,
Absolutely adorable.
thank you so much. I love shopping at the Blouse Barn or the Bargain Basement. I love to go antiquing and good furniture, which mostly means I go to the big Walmart and I go to the Goodwill. Well, you can find a good deal. Yeah, absolutely. Is that what I need? You need that's my cozy activity. What else do you need from me? Anything else?
I think that's good. I think we all have a pretty good idea of who Tabitha
Oh,
is.
and
at
Mr.
this point.
Struthers and I were married for over 50 years, lovingly.
Nice. Did you have a job before, or have you?
I'm sorry, what is that?
Okay. Perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you. So before we go on to the next person, now let's talk about what could possibly be in Tabitha's cozy place. What is it? Everyone pick an item that you think might go in there. This is
It's
also
a gun. We've established.
Well, yeah, definitely, I would love that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
What else? Anything else?
I feel like you've got to have like a wall of county fair ribbons.
Oh my god.
I do for my pie.
Mhm.
You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. I have an award-winning pie. I do a beautiful blueberry crumble, and it is.
That's not a pie.
Excuse me, honey.
Oh.
Wow.
Do you have a? Do you have a ribbon for it?
No. No.
Nice. I like it.
I am seeing some kind of like handheld statue.
Yes.
Probably of some like fertility god.
Are you antiqued?
That
Well, yeah, I got it.
Horgon.
Yes, a horgon. Exactly like a horgon.
Yeah, I got it. It was so cute. It was at the bottom shelf, and it was like hidden behind a couple pairs of shoes. The shoes are real cute too, but I thought, ooh, I need that statue in my house. It'll look like I traveled someplace real fancy.
I love it. This is exactly what we're looking for. Okay, write those 3 things down on your character sheet, because if you can use them at any point in the game, you can roll with advantage. So this is the reason that those things exist. Once you use it, you'll check it off, and if you find other things as you go, then we can also add more to it.
Thank
Okay,
you so much.
Dana, tell us about you.
I can't do the accent that would go with this character, so it's going to be Midwestern. We were the only Jews in St. Cloud. I made myself laugh. I'm playing Dana Morgenstern. Dana looks like your art teacher. It doesn't matter who you are or if you took art or not. You know what this teacher looks like. Just when it's butt length, like crinkly gray hair. That is like it's honestly it's just a relaxed fro. It's the Jew fro. The turquoise jewelry, craft fair bead necklaces, kind of the flappy. It's not quite a caftan. It's more like a shawl that was left in the sun to like grow. Sort of this like has the vibe of like a bohemian manta ray kind of
So what you're
energy.
saying is someone left your drape out in the rain.
Yeah,
Big elbows.
big elbows.
Bohemian
flabby
Manatee is
hands.
100% my new
yeah.
band name. Absolutely.
Yeah, bohemian manta ray energy.
Yeah.
And I throw pots for fun. My husband Herschel passed away a few years ago. Yeah, we were together for 51 years.
You act like that's such a much bigger of accomplishment than 50.
It isn't, but
And didn't you work the whole time? I
yeah,
mean,
we were both very, very successful lawyers.
Oh,
that's
wow.
fine, but you weren't there at home making what you needed to for him.
Well, we made what we needed to, where it counted,
Oh, my.
up until he died.
Oh,
Well, I'm glad.
Yeah,
That's the.
Viagra is a
Yeah.
miracle.
he died the happiest he's ever been.
All right. So what is in Dana's cozy place?
Viagra, apparently.
You can find a use for that. You rock on.
Actually, it's not Viagra. It's the
Cialis?
it's the generic for Viagra.
Oh.
We're not made of money. What is happening to me?
You were successful lawyers for 50 years, and you're like, we
Well,
can't
you
afford the
don't-
good stuff.
You cannot afford the way we live now is built on the savings we had when we were working.
Okay.
And if
enough.
you just worked harder too, you'd have savings.
Oh.
I love it. This is
I'm
what we're
working
doing.
through something apparently.
I don't think she. Anyway,
None of us worked. It's really. I think I'm the only one who worked.
that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Anyone else have something for her?
I
her
worked
space?
once in the late 20s.
It was a thought.
I thought about working.
No, I mean, there was a bad time there for a while.
That's true. It's kind of a world situation. All right. Who else has got something for Dana's cozy place?
Oh.
Besides Viagra? Generic Viagra.
generic for Viagra.
Yeah.
In your cozy place, you have like a monster set of art brushes and like paint brushes.
Oh yeah,
and,
like the
those like real like one that you could like.
yeah,
I like that.
just paintbrushes,
Very
the
good.
nasty kind.
Yeah.
It's in the studio. We do art
I
therapy.
get the vibe that there's a mess of potpourri.
Oh yeah, it's an essential oil and potpourri collection.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Yes.
We do
perfect.
incense as well.
Lots of bowls.
But it kept
Yeah.
filling up so many bowls.
Everywhere. Because the pottery. It's,
Yeah.
Right.
You've got to
It's all
There's the bowls and the bowls.
You have to have something to put in them.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're
Okay.
all hand thrown by me.
You don't smoke, but there's 7,000 ashtrays.
Oh, we smoke.
Well,
Oh, and I have a dog
Okay.
named Peyote.
That's right. You have a dog
His name
named
is Wiley Peyote.
Masterclass in naming. I just want to say that's
I
fantastic.
didn't name him, Joey did.
So good.
I named him Peyote and Joey named him a pun.
Perfect.
Me? No.
Wild.
Make sure you put all of those three things and your wonderful dog, Peyote, Wiley Peyote, in your cozy places. So good. Okay. Aurora.
So I believe, Aurora Moncrief.
Moncrief.
How dare you?
You knew
knew
picked
it.
The name.
You knew it when you
picked the
picked it.
name.
I picked the name. I did. That's my fault.
How dare you?
Fashion-wise, is very put together. Very Upper East Side, who was retired to Nantucket, because that is where her and her now deceased husband, Edward, honeymooned.
Oh.
And we bought a place out here on our honeymoon. Like, this is gonna be our retirement, and this is why she's here now, getting used to the slow-paced life. She did go. It's funny you mentioned being a lawyer, because she did go to law school for a bit. Met Edward in law school, and then
So you
decided-
didn't legally blonde.
I Vivian. I Vivian
You
real hard.
Vivian hard.
She got her Ms.
Yeah, Mars.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's kind of the vibe. Fashion-wise, has been very Alexis Carrington Colby, very put together, very strong presence, but very gentle to her friends. She throws pottery, probably with Dana, although she does more of the actually throwing of the pottery. She's very bad at it.
It's art therapy.
As a
You have
Greek,
a
I
smash
understand.
room?
I just want to put that out there.
We are the precursor to the Smash Room.
I love it.
Yeah, so that is kind of the vibe.
Perfect. So what do we have in Aurora's cozy place?
I think she has her husband's ashes.
I'm not
That's
mad at
fair.
that.
How many urns are there?
What?
Well, if she has her husband's ashes, and there might be multiple husbands, how many urns did you keep?
No, I only have the one husband.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
We met in law school.
Okay. Wow, you went hard.
Yeah.
I like it.
Here are her husband's ashes. I don't know why.
No, I like that.
Huh?
I
That's a
thought you meant
really
like
cool urn.
she split him up. Like
I
I have him in every room.
I didn't hear for a second. I'm like, that's a choice.
This is 25% of Edward. This is 30% of Edward.
It keeps him
You
from.
never, no matter what room you're in, you're never alone.
Oh, I was wrong with like it's to keep him from coming back. We buried them.
Oh my god.
We might get there tonight. I know.
It's gonna happen in Disneyland.
I love it.
So sorry.
Okay, what else? What else do we have in Aurora's place?
Oh, I think there's an extensive like ship in a bottle collection
Oh yeah.
that was his hobby, and they're just all over the house. Like, and you can actually see the progression of skill. Right? Like the
Oh,
first ones were just very bad.
Rowboat.
But like even badly put together robot, like
The time on
clearly it would sink. But then the final one is like in a massive like 10-gallon carboy,
Yeah.
tall
very
ship
cool.
kind of a thing.
Do you feel like
Okay.
your home's all-
I think she has a massive brooch collection as well.
Ooh.
Just brooches, but there's this particular one that was like handed down to her from her great grandmother who brought it across the ocean, you know,
From the old
country. Exactly.
Hand it to
Love
you with
that.
And there might be something to that brooch, but I don't know what it is.
I
There's
like
something
that a ton.
about it.
it is always pressed into your hands when you receive it.
I was also 100% sure you said roach for a minute there, and I was
No.
like, what in the
collection.
world? Okay,
No.
but I'm with it now. I got it, yeah.
Brooch.
Roach.
Upper East Side, not Lower East Side.
Can I add one thing, and it doesn't have to be a benefit thing? I do think you collect playbills as well. I know this is kind of Joey coming through, but it is like from the opera, like all of the like Met opera.
Well, from every opening night.
Yes.
I love that. I think
That
you
is-
should add that. Add that to your list.
Okay.
We're going to give
Sorry,
you an
I
extra
realized we had given you
one.
two that were actually not you. It was like your husband, so I wanted to give you one that was you.
I love
That's
that.
fair.
That's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good. Okay.
Nah. Sorry, I don't.
Didn't expect that one. It's like the sequence.
Good evening. No, I went full Orson Welles champagne commercial. It's like what champagne! Delightful.
We're getting real old tonight.
If you're listening out there and you have not seen the Orson Welles champagne commercials, Google it because
Yeah.
it is funny as
He's
hell.
got so
He is
Yeah.
tore up and he is sitting there half asleep, and then they say action, and then he argues with the director of the commercial. It's
Great.
delightful.
It's magic.
I love.
He's goals.
Yeah,
So, like goals.
that's acting goals for sure. For sure. I'm going to be playing Agnes Van Rourke. Probably lived in the city at the same time as Aurora. Probably we know each other. But where you're the like put together Upper East Side person, I've had various apartments around the city to be trendy. So it wasn't like I lived in one place there. It was wherever the new hot neighborhood was, I would always move there through a parade of husbands over the years. And they all die. I'm not divorced. 5 times widowed. Because I just outlived them all. Like it's maybe they eat too many eggs. It's not my fault.
That Atkins diet really got a lot of
it's
people.
terrible. And before that, it was smoking. Before it was always something. Taking
Agnes
them
was
out.
on the egg council.
Before that was the butter council. but has accumulated a fortune based entirely off what she's inherited from husbands. Probably the first husband, a lot of money was lost in the Depression. Ended up at the end of her life deciding the city life is too hectic. Has moved out here to where Nantucket. Is that what we decided? Yeah,
Nantucket.
And probably ended up buying a place that used to be like the local quirky coffee shop because she liked it so much, but it no longer is open to the public. It's just now her house. But it still has all the quirky coffee shop tchotchkes everywhere, is my vision of the place.
That's amazing.
And she invites people up from the city, old friends, that kind of a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, and so what does Agnes have in her cozy place?
I think you have. I'm trying to think of the. Oh no, I know exactly who it is. I think it's an original Warhol. From back in your
He was such a dear.
He was such a dear. He's a weird kid. True story. My grandmother went to high school with Andy Warhol, and he was always a weird dude.
Shocking.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I was gonna be like, it's a Banksy. No, too new. But it's like it's like a sketch, a Warhol sketch that you have framed from back when you were also like a trendy art kid.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Is it a sketch of Agnes?
It kind of looks like Agnes.
Okay. I like
That's
it.
pretty
Could be.
cool. I just imagine you have like a shadow box of all your husband's like the programs from their funerals, and you have them like
And
in,
there's a space empty.
So the closing night programs.
Yes.
yes, dear
Oh,
Joey.
no.
Oh no. Yes. So like I imagine,
Amazing.
and she has like a trinket from each one, like whether it was like their favorite tie or something.
Yeah.
That's
There's a
great.
cigar in one of them.
Yeah.
I love that.
Cigar.
I think because you moved around so much, you have a collection of bricks from each
Okay.
home you lived in. Like,
I've just taken one out of a
yeah,
wall
it's a memory, like a keepsake, a memory thing.
A wild thing to travel from. Well, New York to Nantucket's not that.
It's not that far.
Not far.
At all.
Plus, I mean, she has
You moved a lot.
Jones.
And Jones does.
And I do have Jones, my driver, who has been with me for
Moving
years.
those bricks put him in traction, but it was worth it.
You just see the old man going out there taking one brick at a time, like walking out to the car.
They are
Taking one brick
displayed
at a
now.
time.
It is like it looks like a found art piece.
Yeah. It
That's
looks
cool.
like it's just in the entryway, and it's just a pile of bricks.
But you
Nice.
won't put my pirate up.
His standards.
The one like crowning jewel piece is the brick that I got from a friend that was like from the Chicago fire.
Yeah.
It's a little city.
yeah. It's a little singed,
That's
but
great.
I'm like, oh, that's my favorite.
It's shaped different because New York bricks versus Chicago bricks are different.
Wait, the Chicago bricks are
This-
deeper?
Deeper
That's the
into
real
border
dish.
on
Get
the
out.
inside.
Just get out.
That is the real dish. And how?
What's happened?
Oh god. Okay, perfect. Also make sure you write down your car and Jones on your thing
Oh,
as
yeah,
well.
yes.
I love
yeah.
Should I talk about the car now? Or save
Oh yeah, please tell us about your car.
I have an original, one owner, 1929 Duesenberg.
How old?
Oh,
I am ancient. Like,
I
I
love,
love
it
the
so much.
that's
Duesenberg.
the whole idea. Is like she really. I think probably the oldest one in the group,
Yeah.
but has just like lived through all of the events of the 20th century.
Love her. Like very like you
love
could do
that.
like a Forrest Gump montage.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Just,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
she
yeah.
was there, like all these
Yeah.
like amazing things.
But it's like the random parties in random
Yeah.
apartments, and then like there's some young kid at the party
Yeah.
that turns out to be
Like the next genius. It's Stephen Sondheim. He was there.
yeah,
that year.
yeah.
Just playing piano in the corner.
See Agnes walk about the
So the question is, how did your daughter survive the Titanic?
We're about to find out.
I did.
You survived the Titanic.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, perfect.
She was so sad when she realized it wasn't made of bricks.
I kept looking for one.
So good. Okay, awesome. I love it. Okay, so I think everyone has a pretty good idea of who everyone is in this madhouse, which I'm all here for.
This retirement community is popping.
No. Now I'm thinking about, oh yeah, Mrs. Esther was so kind.
Oh my gosh.
He put me on the lifeboat.
So Agnes is 1,000,000. Perfect. Okay.
You don't look a day under 90.
Like, of the group, definitely Sophia.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't get under 6 feet.
Okay, so we are going to start the game. Welcome to Brindlewood Bay, the small little cozy Nantucket town. You can go birding, fishing, or murder. These are your options for this town. However, in a exciting thing, the Great British Bake Off, the most popular show in all of the world, is coming to your little town. And you have all, because of some weird thing, been put into the qualifiers. You qualify doing baking. You don't know how, but it just kind of happens.
I know. I have a lot of ribbons.
That's true.
I can learn.
And the next thing you know, you guys are all in this show together. It has been quite the big deal here. And you are all in your first competition. This is the first thing. It was pies. Pies was the thing that was going to be what you had to cook bake this time. Now,
Are we a team? Or
no,
are we competing?
you are all competing. There is
Oh,
no
okay.
teams.
In fairness,
Very, very
okay,
close.
I think
No.
we have a rigger.
I'm sorry, no.
These are home right here. We're all on top.
Yeah.
We're all competing and it's equal ground.
I feel like
You
I'm
all
back
have
in the
the same
lifeboat.
opportunity to make a pie.
It's a shame you didn't spend more time baking. But you are now you are in this room. There's also 2 other competitors. There is Scott Lamb, and there's Melanie Blair. Melanie Blair, you all know Melanie. She grew up. She's younger. She grew up in this town with you, and her parents owned a small bakery here that recently went out of business. However, she is here when she's one of the competitors, and as I mentioned, Scott Lamb. Scott Lamb is a bit of an oddity because Scott's British. And for those of you that watch this show, know that just 3 seasons ago, he had a large fight with Paul Pasadena on his show
Get out.
about how his muffins were overcooked. It was completely blown out of proportion, and many people say that there might have been something extra involved in that argument.
Cocaine.
So it started. You're all baking your pies. You look around the thing, you see the 2 other competitors, all each other doing your own thing, and there is the cameraman, the young, strong cameraman Buck. He has his hair in a hair bun,
Hi.
and he is not British.
Can you help me with my pants?
Don't
My
listen to her.
lab,
She has
my
a wall
mic pack
full
has
of
fallen
ribbons.
into my pants, and I need you to fish it out.
Why does that always happen?
It's so strange. I'm not wearing pants. I'm wearing like a weird moo-moo.
Perfect.
It's not just a moo it's a weird.
A craft fair moo-moo.
And the producer, Rajesh, comes running up and he's like, all right, Buck, I want you to get real close on these pies that they're cooking. Yeah, get closer. There, perfect. We want that really intense viewing there. And then we kind of do the hard cut, as now you've all made your pies. They're sitting in the front of your stands, and out walks Paul Pasadena. His crystal clear blue eyes, his strong features. With him is his co-host, the face of British baking, Mary Cherry.
Oh, I love her.
She is been known forever for this. They come up to the first person, who is Agnes. They walk up to Agnes. They look at your pie. What kind of pie did you make?
Agnes's only baking is all based around booze. So it is just a bourbon cherry pie.
I love it. Perfect. Now, before we find out how it's fused, we're going to go to the next person and ask Aurora, is the bourbon cherry pie a triumph, or is it rather disappointing?
Well, as one who enjoys my own fair share of booze, I found it to be a triumph.
Okay. So you all watch as Mary Cherry takes her fork and takes a small bite of it. She kind of rolls it around her mouth. She goes, "Oh, that's so wonderful. That's such a unique flavor. It's a little boozy, but I think it's wonderful. I think it's fantastic and a good, nice flaky crust." Paul takes a bite and he says, "This is stupendous."
Oh, well, thank you.
And he looks at you and he reaches his hand across the table and he gives you the famous Paul Pasadena handshake.
Oh.
You hear Scott.
He reaches across, but then I just put my hand out.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And he is caught completely off guard. He's like, and he doesn't know if he should kiss it, and he kind of like half bows to it, kind of thing, and like, perfect. You also hear Scott Lamb snort from across the room. Now, they move on to the next one. They move on to Aurora's pie. Aurora, what did you make?
I made a lemon meringue pie. Because sometimes sweet is too sweet, and you need a little tart, a little sour, a little edge to really get the point across.
I like that. Dana, is it a triumph or is it rather disappointing?
I think. Oh, I don't want to be mean to Joe.
It's not Joey.
There is no joy.
Aurora.
Yes, there's only
I think
Aurora.
it's a little bit of a disappointment.
Oh, okay.
Mostly because Aurora's a little Aurora has worn an outfit that just isn't conducive to baking. I think you had a manicure and you don't want to ruin that.
Oh, yes.
And the rings you don't want to take off.
God, no.
So I think it's a little, the bread is, the crust is a little under-kneaded. Well, it's not a meringue, but whatever. Like everything's just a little under-mixed because you were
The meringue didn't
preserving
probably meringue.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got
Fallen
soft
like
peaks,
a
not
bad
stiff
souffle.
peaks.
Oh, yeah, that's
I'm
important.
sorry.
So, Paul takes a bite and starts coughing. Ooh, that's a choice. And Mary takes a bite and she says, "Oh dear, that's quite tart and
Oh, and you're not on sugar.
a little informal, if you will." And it's like,
One of those things she's never heard before.
Informal.
I saw that bristle.
and she's like, "I really appreciate you trying, though. Thank you so much, dear." And they get up and they go to the next table. The next table is Scott Lamb, and you go and you start. They look at it and it looks perfect. It is the perfect rhubarb pie. Ooh. And Mary takes a bite and waxes eloquent about it. "Oh, it's so perfect. The things, the this, the that, everything is so sweet and tart at the same time. It's wonderful, dear. And it's so good to have you back." And Paul takes it and he kind of flips over and he's like, "Well, it does have a good, it's not a soggy bottom. It's very solid. We like it. This is good job, Scott." And Scott goes, "Well, we all know that you do love a good, firm, hard bottom." And quickly, Rajesh is like, cut, we can't say that. And they do the retake of the scene. He doesn't say it this time, but we all heard it. Mm-hmm. They move on to the next person, which is Dana. Dana, what did you cook? What did you
Remember,
bake?
it's baking, not baked, dear.
Oh no, you pivoted my whole concept now. No, it's a recipe my mother gave to me, and it's a Rosh Hashanah apple pie. And what you do is you have to use matzah instead of flour. So you grind it like a matzah brie, and that it goes into the crust. This is a nightmare. And then the filling is an apple pie base with nuts and dates and honey as a sweetener.
Wow.
And as I'm saying it, actually sounds really good.
Yeah, I want it.
I'm obsessed with Rosh Hashanah in the Midwestern accent.
I don't, so the truth is, I don't have a Jewish mom, so I can't do Jewish mom voice. I can do Asian mom voice. But yeah, so you get Minnesota Jew, the only Jews in Minnesota in St.
No,
Cloud.
that was not I love it.
Magnifique.
Like it tickled me.
It's very good. I like it. All right.
It's the pie of affliction.
I like to apologize ahead of time.
I can do it.
Tabitha, what was her pie a triumph or is it rather disappointing?
I think her pie was a triumph, quite honestly.
Okay.
I mean, it sounds like, you know, with the honey and the matzah, I think it sounds really good. I would like it.
I like it. Sure enough, Mary, as you explain what's in your pie, Mary Cherry's eyes get about this big as she's like, I don't know what is about to happen.
Oh, you're from England. You've never had Jew food.
Oh, no, there's a huge population in
I
London.
believe there is.
She's like, well, dear, I have, but not quite like this. And she takes a forkful and she bites into it and she looks at Paul and Paul like takes a bite and goes, I think that's wonderful.
Wow.
And Mary's like, I do too, and I'm shocked by that.
I
And
was stoned when I came up with it.
sorry, Jess is like, nope, one more time.
Oh.
Go over again.
My mom was stoned when she came up with it.
It's like, all right, close enough. And then they move on to the next one. Very, very good. So before we get to Tabitha, they get to Melanie Blair's pie, the one that he's grown up here. And her hair is like sideways. She is covered in flour. She pushes the pie in front of them and says, I don't know what happened. I had a breakdown. It was terrible. Nothing's right in the world. I'm just putting it out there. I'm sorry. And they're all kind of a little afraid, but you will see it and it looks perfect.
I feel that, though. That's an energy I do understand.
100%. And that's absolutely what it is. They take a bite of it and Mary's like, my dear, you are far too high strung. This is a perfect pie. And Paul's like, well, I wouldn't say perfect, but it's good. And Melanie has a little bit of a glare on her at Paul for that statement. But then it moves on. Finally, we get to Tabitha's pie. What did Tabitha make?
Of course, I made my famous blueberry crumble pie. It's got a beautiful crumbly crust on top. Okay, lots of blueberries like my mama used to pick. And what?
I'm just listening. I love the story.
Thank you so
I went
much.
to Oklahoma for a second. It's fine.
It's almost Midwestern.
Almost Midwestern.
I love it. It's okay, and I love to do Midwestern, so here we are fighting each other. Accent fight, accent fight.
There's be a lot of that tonight.
Accent fight.
For all of us, yeah, it's the whole thing.
It's so
True.
fun because you know you hear it and you want to do it. Okay. So, anyways, so my pie, award-winning. I mean, it's an award-winning recipe. It does precede itself. It's delicious, I think. A little bit of sugar, a little bit of secret something else in there that I can't tell you about.
Fancy.
Nutmeg. It's nutmeg.
It's always
Always nutmeg.
It's
Is it nutmeg or is it nutmeg?
Agnes, is her blueberry crumble a triumph or is it rather disappointing?
oh man. I mean, it is award winning.
She has the things to prove it.
It's got the bona fides.
You know, though, I think there's some disappointment because these northern blueberries aren't right.
I did not have them shipped in. You are right.
Oh, yeah. I like
It's
that.
not your fault. The
It's
rest of the pie is
ingredients.
fine, but the blueberries just
So it threw off the balance that I normally have with the sugar that I provide and the extra secret. It's agave, okay? Fine.
Fermented?
Is there
eat
another
a
pie?
blueberry pie.
Tequila blueberries?
Okay, hold on. Fermented blueberry pie, I would 100% eat. Like, can we
Yeah,
make that
hold
happen?
on. Like it's like a blueberry
Yeah.
lemon tequila, like
Yeah.
kind of a margarita situation. Never mind.
So Paul takes a bite, and he goes, ooh, man, that's, And he takes another bite. It's kind of like thinking about it. And Mary takes a bite, and she's like, oh dear, this is shows so much promise.
Promise.
It's so very close to being wonderful, but it's a bit indelicate.
Is it too sweet? Because I've been accused of being too sweet before.
And Paul goes, nope, that's not it.
Oh.
Dear, I look forward to your next attempt. And with that, Rajesh says, great, cut, perfect.
What do you mean
Everybody, you
perfect?
nailed it.
What do you mean? That was not perfect. I thought I was going to have a... It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Mama said if I don't have nothing nice to say, it's fine. It's fine.
Do some breathing exercises with me. Just breathe.
It's quite
Inhale
all right,
in,
Tabitha. We
and
can only go up from here.
in with the positive energy, out with the negative energy.
I do not like your meditation.
Scott says, this is such a hoax. I absolutely cannot stand how this is happening. This American baking is just so casual.
Excuse me? Little lamb. Little Scotty lamb.
Oh, bless your heart.
You come here
The wrong thing.
to the great state of America.
It's
Secret state.
he like I gotta go, and he like and he leaves the room. Pretty much
Too much to
everyone is.
handle for you? Uh-huh. It's too hot in the kitchen for that one. That little lamb
100%.
got roasted.
And Roget says, all right, everyone, if you four can stay here, I want you just to kind of hang out here for a minute. We need to take care of some stuff. Melanie and Scott have to go into the other trailer to take care of something else, but I need you here. We'll be right back. It should be only about 20 minutes. We're going to have food brought in for everyone before the next baking.
Oh, wonderful. I'm
Yes.
starving.
So he leaves, and so you're all alone for maybe 10 minutes.
I pull Wily Peyote out of my bag.
I love it. No one knows he was there.
He's been real quiet.
Yeah.
I can't get back into my accent. Hold on. We'll find it. We'll find it. But yeah, he's been quietly sitting in my big bag. It's a big, saggy woven bag,
It's cart bag.
and it has like the beading on it that says like Sedona on it.
Of course it
Yeah.
does. Yes.
I love it.
He sits real quiet in there.
So yeah, for sure. You guys were like talking about the insanity of what just happened. It was a nice experience. And then all of a sudden you hear a scream. And it's that very typical batch screaming when people are truly like shocked, where it's like, like as they were trying to get all the air out of their lungs screaming. I'm going to assume you all run to find out what's happened, right? For another murder in
Absolutely.
Brindlewood Bay.
I don't run so well.
You hobble?
I'll get there.
I'm going to walk as fast as she can.
Yeah.
Agnes is gonna be last.
You run up and you see at the entrance to the trailer that is Paul Pasadena's, you see Donna Pasadena, his wife. She's standing there. She has her hands in the air. Donna Pasadena is... You all know her from the very well-known thing of the Housewives of Liverpool.
Oh, man.
She is standing there
I
with
watch it
her
every week.
bleach blonde
Yeah,
hair,
viewing parties.
her 6-inch nails, her leopard clothing, right?
I love
Her face that's more plastic than normal, and her very expensive boobs. And she is screaming in batches, and you all see through the door open behind her feet. Upside down, toes down, and that's all you can see from like where the door is.
Wait, upside down or up? Hanging?
Toes down. Like
Like,
they're like
someone had fallen on their face.
yes.
Okay, I was like
And
hanging
the
or
feet are
falling?
hanging out the door.
Thank
Copy,
you.
okay.
Yes. And Donna's screaming. Now, I am going to do this. Look at some things. Hold on. I have plans for this. This is Donna Pasadena.
She's gorgeous.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Oh.
Um,
I like her hair.
Donna
Nice.
is everything I exclaimed. And this is your first suspect.
We have. God, I love Feelies.
Ooh.
And she says, oh my word, Paul's dead.
I go instantly into like old habits die hard. Dana Morgenstern, lawyer from like the lawyer comes out for a second. You don't talk to anyone.
She's like, oh.
Hands up. You don't talk to anyone until. Do you have a lawyer?
Not here. I have a solicitor in England.
Well, you're gonna call your solicitor.
Solicitor in Midwest is really hard to say.
It's really hard to do, actually.
That's fair. I didn't think about that.
But you don't talk to anyone. Just.
And what do you
I
mean
love
he's dead?
And she just like steps away from the door, and you all see in more than you probably ever want to see as Paul Pasadena is hogtied, face down, ass up, butt naked,
Didn't expect
on the
that.
ground, dead.
That is more of the Pasadena than I thought I would ever see.
He
Come
went
on.
just like Richard, my second.
Oh
This would really have you write a book.
So you're saying that Richard was hogtied naked?
It happens to the best of us.
I mean, who hasn't been?
Donna's like, I haven't been. I don't. Look at that rope. I don't know how to tie like that.
You don't have pigs where you're from? Your people didn't have a farm?
I have never even seen a pig.
Really?
Do I look like I've seen a pig?
I mean, you're from Liverpool.
Ooh, that was judgment.
A little harsh. I'll be honest. Right now, I'm
I understand.
I'm dealing with something, and to come
I-
at me like that.
I have some doubts that you've never seen, madam.
All right, fine. I've seen pigs occasionally, but not in a very long time. I haven't. It's a whole different beast.
Okay, so you found him like this
Yes.
just now.
Yes.
Okay, but he just came back here. He wasn't back here that long.
Very quickly.
That was like
Very-
only maybe 10 minutes.
How fast can someone tie a hag?
Well, at the state county championships, back where I'm from, in Georgia Way, it could be done in a few seconds. Oh,
Oh.
well, I guess it could be done real fast. I forget.
So
that
you
was
tie a hag and
Hogtied
then
and undressed. The undressed thing is
undressed is well,
Well-
you can get undressed real fast. What act?
depending on where.
Donna says, I don't know what's going on. Should I call 999?
It's 911.
Oh.
Well, we should call
Well,
that.
that's dumb. Why? That's so much harder to remember. Okay. Yes, I'll definitely. I'll call them. I just need a phone that I can call. Oh no, I have one. And she like pulls out this phone. She starts like dialing 999, and then realizes it stops. Dials 911 again.
No. Agnes, that is her phone, not an actual brick. Don't take that one.
Is that your travel
I
phone,
haven't
dear?
made that mistake since I
Yes,
playing with Gordon
yes.
Gecko.
So good.
Because we all know about your fling with Gordon Gecko.
Every time she can bring up that fling with Gordon.
Every time we have the British Bake Off watch parties, she brings it up.
So why exactly do we bring up Gordon Gecko all the time, honey?
I don't
I think
know.
she's proud of it. I'm not here to kink shame. Everyone's children under God's light.
Okay, but what was he famous for again?
Can we focus on the naked dead man?
I've
was-
seen plenty, thank you.
Okay, so you guys have a few minutes here before like everything's gonna probably blow up. You have a few minutes here. You have you have Donna trying to make her phone call, and you have Paul very dead.
This trailer is real nice that he has back here. What you think?
Don't touch anything.
Don't
We need
step in
evidence.
past that.
I mean, look at that stuff he's got over there. That's real pretty.
I guess first question, can we see where his clothes are? The clothes that he was wearing when he was shooting.
Yeah, absolutely. They are in a surprisingly neat pile by the bed. Not folded, but like definitely like put there.
Oh, was he doing this on purpose?
Does,
Not the dead part, but the
does
dead.
his
mean, he
cause
could have
of
been
death
meeting
seem obvious?
someone.
Oh,
Are you going to investigate that?
son is like
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so we're going to do a meddling move.
Uh-huh.
And I think this is 100% going to be reason as you try to figure out what exactly this is. So 2d6 plus your reason.
Ooh. No, that's a 2. So 9.
9.
Take a 9.
Okay.
That's fine.
No, that's great. So you you look at Paul's body as you're like trying to figure out what's going on here, and you realize that all over his face and mouth is flour.
Oh.
Wait, is it flour?
It looks like it could be flour, or it could be something else, but
Baking
something
flour.
definitely happened
As
there.
someone who was a lawyer in the 80s, is it flour?
Maybe.
That depends how good a lawyer were you.
And I'm purposely not going to say what exactly this is yet, because there might be other clues you guys are going to find that might solidify what it is or what it isn't, but it sure looks like flour.
But he's not bleeding everywhere or...
No, definitely not. There's some drool that kind of came out of his mouth in the flour or whatever. Also, this is a big C clue. It is Paul's body has signs of being poisoned.
It's like those murder mysteries we read. What accent is this? Fuck it.
I love her.
It's its own accent.
I love her.
It's its own thing. Hi.
You're trans Midwestern.
Honestly, yeah. Just bouncing up and down from Minnesota to Oklahoma and back again.
It's so
We
good.
were the only Jews in Nebraska? I don't know.
Just kind of works
more
way up and
likely.
down. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm so sorry.
It's good. A moment later, Rajesh, Buck, pretty much everyone runs in and sees what's happening. And Rajesh says, oh God, how am I going to finish this episode? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, everyone, I need everyone out. And he like pulls you guys all out of the dressing room. And he says, we need to wait for the sheriff. Because someone had to call them and looks like hard at Donna. It's like, and we're going to figure out what's going on here.
Excuse me, honey. Are you insinuating that we should just go on filming when there is somebody who was deceased?
Well,
Young man, now, I don't know how you were raised.
he says, I have a very important job with a lot of money on the line.
Honey, honey, people are more important than money.
As a
Well-
person who was as a person who's as an attorney, I'm retired, but as an attorney, I must advise you probably shouldn't do more today because it'll look bad for you too. Don't
Brace yourself.
talk to anyone. Oh my God.
Like,
So
He's
happy.
handsome.
Yeah.
he's like,
He's handsome. My dog.
look, the BBC is breathing down our throats about this. We need to, it doesn't matter. We're going to wait for the sheriff. Everyone out.
And
Don't
honey,
talk to anyone.
and considering the
I love that. That's David's.
consider
Talk to him.
considering the no, you're fine.
Don't talk to the caps.
Considering the position he is currently in right now, I think it's best we let the cops do their job.
Yes.
Unless you want to untie him.
What was that?
Unless you want to untie him.
Don't tamper with anything.
I really don't want to touch that. And with that, we like cut the scene, fade to black, and then we have a moment where we come back, and you are all back in the main room where the baking was. Now everyone's there, and in comes the well-known. Did I remember to bring a picture of him? I might not have,
So
because I'm
handsome.
dumb. No.
No, you're not. You're brilliant.
My granddaughter would be such a
In comes
handsome.
Sheriff Dalrymple. Sheriff Dalrymple is a large man. He is old, and he is Southern. He is also 100% incompetent. This man couldn't find his ass with both hands in a flashlight.
Reminds me of
cab.
And he walks in and he says, "Oh, another murder around you four?"
As the,
Yes.
as the group's lawyer,
Especially for you.
we've proven we weren't around any of the other murders. We've proven that last episode and the episode before that.
And I'm sure we'll predict
And by
next
episode, I mean, and by episode, I do mean event.
Absolutely, I understand.
I'm sure it was just another hobo.
Says, It's like, look, ladies, it's very important that you just all hang out here. I'm going to go check out the body. It's very important. We've locked down the set, so it's only the set here, the room that holds the food, and the 3 trailers. That's all that you're all confined to. But I really prefer you all stay here.
Oh, we have to stay? Oh, honey.
This is very important.
I gotta get home for my stories, though.
I left my mids in the car. Can I go get them?
We'll send the deputy to go get him if that's what you want,
Oh, you
but
don't
we gotta
want
stay
them there.
here.
Nice try, Dana.
He says, look, I'm going to go investigate.
I'm not letting any cops in my car.
To be honest.
He's like, I'm going to go investigate and I'll be right back.
Okay, Officer Periwinkle. We'll see you real soon.
Tabitha, I don't need no old biddy telling me my business now. You hear?
Excuse me,
You
officer.
respect your elders.
That's correct.
Yeah. And he like turns around and like starts to walk away.
Best of
Mine
luck.
We pay your
Keith.
salary.
We do? We should fire him.
It's taxes.
Taxes, honey.
Such an
Oh,
old lady burn. We pay your salary.
I
My
live.
nephew keeps saying a cab,
it's not.
and I believe
It's
it.
not an old lady thing.
I call
Being
it
an
call it
avid
that.
watcher of like police body cam videos on YouTube, it happens all the time.
I
All
pay your
these-
tax. Yeah.
The number of people that are like, "You work for me."
Oh, God.
Christ.
terrible.
Savage citizens. I just wanted to say it in the accent.
It's so good.
All caps are bastards.
Okay, so he leaves. So you are all now locked in this kind of like area, and everyone is there. All the contestants are there, including the well-known Scott Lamb.
Scott Lamb.
Oh,
He's cute. He's cute.
We have Buck the cameraman, with his hair bun and his muscles, and we have Melanie Blair.
I didn't realize that there was like descriptions as to
Oh,
like
yeah.
what
There's-
they are,
There's
well, like their
some
shit
extra secret
underneath.
information. On
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Leave
I
it
didn't
on there.
read any of it.
No,
I
it's
looked
okay.
at the picture. They're so
The pictures are
handsome.
which one?
My niece, she lives with her best friend, but she would love one of these men.
Hey,
She's been living with her best friend.
this is all for
15
Adam.
Years.
Everyone has
Oh,
to be
they're so
beautiful in this world.
She's so close with her best friend, her roommate.
Oh, I love a good roommate.
Don't go sending off any of these boys to spend
And
time
also
with your
Mary Jane.
niece. There's plenty of people around here that might be
She's
looking.
single.
Well, I'm single too.
She's just a roommate.
No,
There you go.
So
I went to Sarah Lawrence. I know what that is.
I do. Of course you do. I went to Smith.
Oh.
So you are now in this situation, and everyone is kind of in the room together. You guys are locked in, and you look around the room, and no one's crying but Donna, right? Everyone else seems to be very with it, and you also notice that Buck is very close to Donna Pasadena. Maybe a little too close as he stands there with his like shoulder pressing up against hers.
Honey, I may not be a spring chicken, but I understand body language. Are you too?
He's like,
Young, healthy man.
he's like, it's not important right now, if you know what I mean. God, where's my accent going? He says, you know, love is an open thing, and if people
Oh, you are a
love
free
each
love one, aren't
Yeah.
you?
Have you been to Burning Man yet?
He's like, I
I mean,
go
look at him. Of
every
course he's been to
year.
Burning Man.
Yeah,
I don't think I've lost one to burning.
No, but you didn't want to syphilis, which is basically the same thing.
I used to go to Burning Man when they still burned the man and you had to catch him first.
He looks at you completely in awe, like just like so amazed by what you just said. He's like,
Honey,
so fascinating.
honey, the stories I could tell.
And half of them are true.
You haven't lived until you wake up and you don't know whose trailer you're in. But my leg got all the way up to here. I used to be a dancer.
You watch as Donna like puts her hand across Buck and like pulls him slightly away from you in
We're at the
protection.
Safari Club. That's not dancing.
How dare you?
Had to pay for law school. So.
It's perfectly legal, and you had to pay. Law school's expensive.
I know. That's why I married rich.
I did too.
Me too. We just talked about it.
He was also
He
a
was
lawyer.
number 2.
Jesus Christ.
You look at Melanie, and Melanie says, "You know what? Frankly, I'm not upset that he's dead. I know I said it, but his stupid, strain or string or whatever, the bakery that he built in our town, South Pass. It's just another chain. Built it and put my family's bakery out of business. It's rude. And frankly, he deserves what he got."
Oh, is that what happened? Really? I didn't realize.
Paul Pasadena put your bakery out of business? Sorry, I'm confirming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he built
All right.
he built his own chain, that South Pass bakery that he puts all over the country, and it put our little
Franchise.
thing out. Yes, it's ridiculous. My family worked hard for that.
So maybe don't yell that you're upset, that happy because I was talking to Dana.
As a former attorney, I legally cannot give you legal advice. In fact, we never had this conversation. However, what accent is this anyway?
I love.
However, do not talk to anyone about how much you hated Paul Pasadena. We all understand we have big feelings, but take some cleansing breaths
She's like,
and shut your mouth.
I'm still stuck on he was hogtied.
Well, people are living really modern lives now.
Scott stops what he's doing and turns and looks at you and says, "He was hogtied?"
Yeah.
And he was naked. Like naked.
Oh,
Like booty up,
Like
feet
how
down.
he came out.
Like the good Lord made him.
oh.
Bleached butt.
Bleached butt.
No, bleached.
I didn't
butt.
look that closely.
No one has. No one has. I've seen a lot of assholes. No one has an asshole that way.
I am. You never cease to amaze me with the life that you have led.
I'm a bohemian.
Lawyering and proctology.
I'm a bohemian.
So did you have like bleach parties or something?
No, you just see a lot of assholes.
Well, I have definitely
I was
dealt
a
with a lot
lawyer.
of
Yeah,
assholes.
I was
I
a
lived on
lawyer.
the Upper East Side. I've dealt with my fair share of assholes.
I was a lawyer and I lived in Sedona. You see a lot of assholes.
Okay.
When
maybe
you say
got
that,
in the
Scott's
hut.
like, "Me too, me too."
So was this when you went in the sweat hut and the sweat lodge?
Yeah.
Okay.
My friend Edith, she moved to Hollywood and she's a Hollywood lawyer now. We went to Smith together. And she
Were you roommates?
We were roommates
That's so sweet.
back when we were really free.
Ah.
Jesus
I
Christ.
feel like you're getting to a connotation of some sort.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Just friendly sleepovers with friends.
Would anybody like a piece of Jones's pie?
I would love that.
Is Jones competing?
It's Jones gonna be. This is so
Yes.
strong.
Is he
is
who
most
made your
legit.
pie?
Of course.
Wait, Jones in your pie?
Now I'm upset.
It was a try.
Buck said it was very hard recording all of that to make it look like Agnes was doing it.
Agnes, do you know how to cook?
No.
See, I thought.
I've
What
I
accent?
thought she's had a professional cook her whole life.
well, no. I just go to restaurants.
Have you never had a home cooked meal?
I've cooked for her before.
Well, yes.
One brings a catering chef into one's home. It is a home-cooked meal. It is a meal cooked in the home.
He's right.
Who's right?
She's right.
Working class girl.
Jonesy's right. He makes a good pie.
Mary Cherry says, "Would all of you please be quiet?
Oh, I'm
This
sorry,
is an
Mary.
important thing that has happened,
We're women. We're never quiet.
and
We shouldn't be.
frankly, I'm upset that Agnes didn't cook her own pie, but it's fine."
Mary, I gotta be honest with you. This town has a lot of murders. I do. It's strange here.
There's like 5 people that live here. Why is there a lot of murders here?
For now.
Tourism mostly.
Watch your ass.
God damn it, Joey.
Statistically, we are the highest murder. We are the highest murders per capita.
We have to keep the property taxes under control.
It is how we bring down the property value. Not we, but someone.
She's like,
I like how we're
this
imitating
is
ourselves.
absolutely horrible. Wait,
I think we're guided by
BBC.
forces greater than us here.
Gad?
No, the IRS.
Mary's like, what the hell is that?
The IRS? You do pay taxes, honey, don't you?
Of course, to the crown.
Well, you're working in America today, so we get a piece.
That's
Don't try
terrible.
and flee to another country.
Not
They'll
we.
find you.
Not we, the royal we, to borrow a phrase.
The collective we. We're a
I had a
democracy.
friend. I had a friend who had a Cayman Islands bank account. The IRS got him too.
Eventually they figure it out because if you have a shell and a shell and a shell and a shell and a shell,
Yeah.
they find the thing in the shell.
I love it.
So,
I,
it does seem. I lost it.
Not like you were bringing us back.
I was.
it was good. I liked it.
I
You're
was
our last
trying.
best hope.
I was trying, and they're like, nope, it's gone.
I would like a meddling move from someone here with presence. I don't care who.
Oh,
I
you
think you're
have
all having a
presence. I
very
also have presence.
social thing here.
Go for it, honey.
Okay, let's do the thing.
You have presents. I don't.
Do
I have complete.
That is a 9.
9. Okay.
it. Let's
Um,
roll.
so uh, Donna Pasadena says, you know, with all of everything that was happening, I'm frankly not surprised. Paul was making some pretty big demands of his contract, and I'm frankly not surprised. That's all I'm saying. I think it was the BBC that had him killed.
You mean that he wanted more things than he should have for this show?
The British Broadcasting Company?
Yes. Also, this is a big C clue of an unreasonable contract demands.
Unreasonable what?
Contract demands.
Oh, what contract demands? I don't know.
I want to know what his
contract
rider
demands
is.
were this? Yeah.
Right?
Uh,
Can I see that contract?
Rope, apparently.
Honestly, like, I think it was all, just talked about. And, I know him and Rajesh were arguing yesterday about this very thing. And, he's not one to be trusted, that Rajesh. He's a good-looking man. And Buck's
Very.
like, he's like, but he's in tight with the BBC.
How
Aren't-
tight?
Aren't you?
I'm just here because my husband, my wonderful husband of Paul Pasadena, who I love very deeply, as she's standing right next to Buck.
Yes, it is important to support one's husband.
Do you remember Ruth, who lived across the hall from me before I moved into the private houses, who had the pineapple upside down?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like a pineapple upside down cake? I love pineapple upside down cake.
Kind
Yeah.
of.
Mary's like, me too.
She had all
Shocking.
She was from Florida originally, but she
Uh-huh.
had all these upside down pineapples in her house.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
I love a good pineapple. I love going to Hawaii and like, what? I went to the Dole Pineapple Plantation.
Buck's like, oh, I've been there. It's so spiritual in Hawaii. You know what I mean?
It is.
It's what it is.
It's so
Yeah.
beautiful. I loved it too.
We got a timeshare there.
You're kind of handsome. You know that? Little bug.
I work really hard on my physical and spiritual self. I appreciate that you,
You
see
can
that.
tell, and I like put my hand on his bicep and squeeze.
And I'm going to grab his arm.
Flexes just a little bit for you
Oh.
ladies.
You are a handsome
I'm
bug.
schwitzing.
At that moment, Sheriff Dalrymple busts back into the room. He's like, I'd like to talk to the ladies by themselves. You could all please move out of the room for me.
One at a time, whirly pearly, or just.
We haven't said anything without a lawyer. Oh, shit.
I believe he means at all.
Yeah, I just, you four, I want you to stay here. Everyone else out. And Rajesh is like, well, wait a minute. I should be here, Sheriff. He's like, get the hell out. He's
We aren't
like,
attacking without a lawyer present.
You are a lawyer.
I'm retired.
Retired.
And sure enough,
I'm your lawyer. It's fine. We'll do
I
it.
mean, unless you let your license lapse, you're still a lawyer.
No, I passed the bar. I had to pass the bar in Minnesota, and then I had to pass the bar in where's Nantucket?
New England.
That's-
New England,
Or
in
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
What's funny is Agnes has never passed the bar.
You went to law school. Did you
She got
study
caught
law
up
for
in
law?
someone else.
What?
She got married from law school.
Yeah.
That was worth it.
Where do you meet lawyers but in law school?
That's
Hello.
true.
I almost
an
got my
excellent
health
point.
debt for real life.
I consider taking
kind
it
of
just
for that.
fun.
Anyway,
So we have the hard cut of like at the commercial break. It's back together, and you are all sitting around Sheriff Dalrymple, and he says, "All right, ladies. Here's the thing. There is video proof that you four were in this room when he was killed.
Well, I could have told you that.
So we're not suspects.
So we weren't in his trailer tying him up.
Yeah, and here's my problem. I don't have time to interview all these people and search around everything. And frankly, my main job is to make sure that there's no other people that get in here until the coroner can get here. He'll be here in, about 6 hours.
why taking so long, honey?
The ferry.
It's like, yeah, it's true. Martin on that ferry, he's... Poor man, he's too old to be doing what he's doing. It's a problem. But anyway, neither here nor there. It's like... So I'm not asking y'all to look into this or anything. I don't, of course I don't want you to do my job and solve this mystery or nothing.
Well, Miss
Again.
Ripley, believe it or not, I believe that we can help.
I would never ask such things of women of your stature.
You mean brilliant civilians?
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's 100% what I meant. He's like so uncomfortable. He like kind of moves a little bit away from you too.
You ever have a black grandma and a Jewish grandma look at you?
Greek, but yes, I understand. It's a very similar concept. Yeah.
Same
The
energy.
ancestors like
Yeah.
loom.
Yes. And he says, "So here's what I'm gonna do." Ooh. And he backs up a little bit from. He's like, "I
Yeah,
trust."
the
The lashes are out.
Yeah, she blinks and it like blows a little bit across his face, like woo. And he's like,
Like,
"It's
it's warm.
so good." And he says, "I'm gonna leave y'all to it," and that's amazing.
It says thwarp.
I know what I'm
Perfect
about.
sound. It's so good.
For people listening, it says thwarp.
Yes. And he says, "I'm gonna leave you all to this, and if you happen to discover something, you can feel free to tell me, afterwards. Not that I expect anything of y'all, of course. Of course."
Mr. Tiddlywinks, we understand.
It's like, it's Dalrymple. Dal. Tabitha, you've known me for years.
Yeah, I know you since you were a boy.
Dalrymple.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right.
Skin him a rinky dinky dink, skin him a rinky doo. We'll see you.
It's like my mom called me that. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna go. And so Sheriff Dalrymple leaves you all
We're nightmares.
to the situation. And then we do kind of another hard cut to him explaining to everybody, we're locking you inside the tent and the 3 trailers. It's kind of all it is. So there's Paul's trailer, there is Mary's trailer, and there is Rajes's trailer.
That's still very full.
So that's kind of the only trailers that are here. And then there's the tent, and there's like the food prep of the tent, and there's like a room that's where the tech is of the recording and all that kind of stuff. Okay. And Sheriff Dalrymple has kind of told you guys in a very
Have at it.
have at it, right? And you've done this before. You have helped the sheriff before solve mysteries in the absurdly high death count of Brindlewood Bay.
It's all accidents, though.
All accidents. And because that would ruin tourists' season if it was a murder. But
You can't have a Hollywood star murdered before the 4th of July.
That would be gauche.
The bakery will be open.
So you're now in the position where you have Scott and Melanie are in the baking room. Rajesh is there too, and you also have kind of everything else. Now, our people might be upset if you go looking through people's, things. Maybe. So it's something to think about. But, also, you ladies are you ladies.
So I have a question about my familiar.
Yeah.
So, Wile E. Peyote.
Wile E. Peyote?
Wile E. Peyote.
Yeah.
A Pekingese who's seen better days.
He's got one foot in the grave.
Honestly, he'll bury us all.
He's gonna get the inheritance, isn't he?
All of my money.
He's not going to outlive Agnes. Let's be honest. Agnes is eternal.
Yeah, Agnes is eternal. If my 3 kids don't get their act together, the Wile E. Peyote gets everything. Can, if I send him to Snoop, can he communicate with me, Mr. Ed style, I guess?
I think if certain roles could happen, yeah, it probably could happen, something like that.
I'm gonna fail these roles so hard.
I hope you do. I'll be honest.
That's what it is. He doesn't actually communicate with you. He just walks near something, and you see him talking to you.
I'm a bit of a pet psychic.
Oh God!
This again.
I took a class.
I stand corrected. Give yourself 0 sensitivity. we're gonna go with that.
I took a class.
You took a pill.
Both.
Well, that's part of the class,
I
honey.
thought it looked like a stamp.
You have your mind. You've never had your mind opened.
Do you remember Owlsy?
Owlsy?
He's the one who dropped a bunch of stickers everywhere.
Oh.
That was a great night.
It reminds me of the time when William Randolph had me out to the coast.
You went to the castle?
Oh, his little place there, north of Los Angeles.
The villa.
Oh, okay.
It's amazing.
So
The Hurt's Hut, he calls it.
can I have Wile E. Peyote snoop around the space Paul Pasadena's trailer, so we can figure out just looking for more evidence. Basically, he is a dog.
Absolutely, you can.
He's got the 2 orc teeth because his top teeth don't work.
So good.
Does he have a little snaggletooth smile?
He has a little snaggletooth smile. He shakes constantly.
I had a friend whose dog had no teeth, and his tongue, he couldn't keep his tongue in his mouth.
Oh yeah, no, neither can Wile E.
Funniest damn thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay.
Peyote can't do it. It can't keep his tongue in his mouth where it's important. It's a sensitivity organ.
Okay. Yes, absolutely you can. And it can be either reason as you try to understand what he's saying, or I'll even let you do sensitivity here as you try to commune with Wile E. Peyote.
I just imagine you dancing out there.
I go into the back, just outside the tent.
Do you take off your scarf and try to be like Stevie Nicks?
Yes.
Yeah, I actually my scarf goes over my shoulders like a shawl, and I do a little spin. I do the Stevie Nicks spin. I saw her at Woodstock. Do the spin, and I let Peyote go. And here's the thing: when you drop a cat, you can't actually put them on the ground because they'll freak out. So you gotta stop a foot above. With dogs, you have to place them on the ground because they don't do that. However, I do drop Peyote, drop him.
He's gonna break a hip?
No, a foot from the ground.
Okay.
Like a cat. And man, this dog is as old as I am. And it's not mange. We shave him that way.
Right.
But he does run off to do his bidding, and I'm just gonna commune. I learned this when I went to Sedona.
Okay, this is wonderful. All right, so I'd like you to roll. So go ahead and we're going to say you're using, obviously, your dog. And we'll roll sensitivity. So it's advantage. So you get to roll 3 and pick the highest, 2.
You should not have let us all in the same room is really the answer.
I'm so happy I did. You have no idea.
Wow, I roll like shit. I got a 3, a 2, and a 2.
Jesus.
I
That's
roll
terrible.
like
You can't
shit.
help us.
So here's how this game works. When you fail roll, you see what happens.
Yeah.
So it's you see what happens. So
Your crown.
the camera watches as the dog runs towards the tent and then makes a hard turn and takes off hard out and is literally running away full sprint from the situation.
I run after him. I'm like, Peyote, come back.
And then the camera hard cuts and shows a car coming towards the dog. Now, here's the thing about the game. I think Lines and Veils animal thing is marked, so we're not going to go any farther than that. But you have the option now of marking a crown. Now, if you notice on your character sheet, there are multiple crowns of the queen. There are also crowns of the void. Crowns of the queen are kind of ways to like see the deepest parts of who your characters are. So you get to check one of those off. Because it's a one-shot, we'll only say you can check 3 of those maximum off, but any 3 you want in any order. You can also do Crown of the Void, which gives you kind of a different insight into the darker things that are happening in this world. But those are in order, and they're kind of a little bit more intense. But if you want to go that way, we can totally go that way too. But you can pick a Crown of the Queen. The other option here is you can do something called Cut to Commercial. And we will cut to a commercial, and you get to come up with a commercial for, I'll give you a prompt. And then you can come up with a commercial, and you can give us that. And when you're done with that, then we will give you a 10 to 12.
Up until about a strike ago, I used to work in Hollywood. I can do this.
Okay, you want to do a commercial?
It's funny because it's sad. Yeah, let's cut to commercial.
Thanks,
So like
the trauma.
peyote is running to the into the street, and it's that that quick cut of like peyote, Dana truck, peyote, Dana truck, peyote, Dana. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
faster and faster until
And then they keep zooming in on a tire.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
exactly right.
yes.
The 80s thing, yeah.
Orchestra come like
And
steady
it's
rise.
the same crash that they've been like cutting to for
It honestly
years.
is. You like if you're
It's like from
watching
Steven
because
Spielberg's Duel.
yeah, if you're
Yes.
watching because you're sick at home and daytime TV is terrible.
Yeah.
This is like the you know what crash is coming if you see it.
Absolutely.
There's a Wilhelm scream.
I love it. Okay.
But a dog will home scream.
Dog Wilhelm scream.
A little hound scream, if you will.
Nothing's gonna happen to the dog.
Ain't nothing but a hound scream.
Okay. So you want to do the commercial over the crown?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's your prompt. The prompt is Happy Jack's, the lumber store that makes furniture here in Brindlewood Bay.
All right. So we cut to commercial. Like it speeds fast through dog, Dana, car, truck, dog, Dana, truck, faster and faster as the music rises. Then commercial. It's quiet. Commercials are like 30% louder than the show.
100%.
Deeply annoying. You are falling asleep because you have the flu right now. You're homesick. You're using your sick day for this. Again, this is all that's on TBS.
You have a
I'm
tray
so sorry.
of 7-Up. You have a little stack of saltine crackers
Yeah.
and some chicken noodle soup.
Yeah,
Campbell's
whatever.
chicken noodles.
Yeah,
Campbell's
it's
chicken
Campbell's
noodle soup.
specifically. Your mom keeps insisting on matzo ball, but you can't afford matzo ball with the DoorDash. Anyway, so commercial 30% louder than the show. It is a happy family running around. And the mom of the family, the dad, there's a beautiful deck. And the dad is flipping burgers on the deck. And the mom comes out and it like looks to camera and I was like, I used to think home renovation wasn't for my family. Just with the skyrocketing prices of gas and contractors, who can afford lumber nowadays? And she picks up her child as they run into her arms. She's like, I just wanted to make the perfect home for my family. And the kid, who is definitely not related to her, but like the appropriate amount of toe-headed for this, goes like, I love having a backyard that I can grow up in. And then the mom kind of like puts the kid down and lets him run off again. It's like, Happy Jack's Lumber always has the most affordable lumber prices at Jesus Christ. At any
For any project.
from decks to hot tubs to the fun things. Why am I doing this? To the fun things the fun projects you might have as your hobby, and it flashes like your deck, people like partying on the deck, and shows people like relaxing in a hot tub with a beautiful pergola over it, and then like people closing a door on like a very elaborate sex swing situation. It doesn't matter. It's
And then an old man
fast.
whittling.
Yeah, and then it cuts to really fast Stu whittling.
Yes.
And it looks at Happy Jack's Lumbers. Happy Jack's Lumber boasts is always has experts to help you with the wood you need. As Stu looks up from his whittling at the desk of the Happy Jack's Lumber section.
Get your wood.
Yeah. Happy Jack's, the best place to get wood.
Amazing. Well done. Thank you. If we had Benny's, I'd give you one. That was amazing. That was very good. Okay. Fantastic. So now,
Happy Jacks, it always goes hard.
Lumber always goes hard. Thank you so much.
The
It's probably
hardest
okay.
The hardest wood in Nantucket.
that's amazing. I love that so much. Thank you.
So sorry.
That's so
This
good.
is on the internet. Anyway,
No, it's
so What
fine.
you're saying is Stu is the man from Nantucket.
there once was a band from Nantucket.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
That felt gross.
I know both of them.
So the commercial ends, and you watch as the dog skids to a halt right as the car goes by. Whoa! And he turns around, looks at you, and you see that big, stupid dog smile as his tongue hangs over the side, whipping in the
It
wind.
doesn't stay in his mouth.
No, can't see his mouth. And so he then turns and runs back towards you and into the tent.
Oh my god! Like scoop him up.
A minute later, he comes, maybe 10 minutes, comes walking out holding an envelope in his mouth, his tongue like flapping on the top of it.
That's a good boy. I pick him up and I like when he licks my lips and it's horrifying to look at.
Oh, you're
Yeah, and
holding
especially
it
because his
down.
tongue's
Yeah.
never in his mouth. It's like dry. It's not like a wet tongue. It's like
Yeah.
this weird, like Velcro-y thing as it like thing. It's
If you're not
really
kissing,
disturbing.
if you're not kissing your dog on the mouth, what are you doing? It's
Not
cleaner
kissing
than
my
a
dog.
human.
Making
does.
good choices. All right. Anyway,
Actually, why dogs do that? Because that's how they check health of
Yeah.
people in their pack.
I
So
love
they
it.
try and.
My
That's why
dog
they
has
try
a
and come up to you.
contact high.
I'm not saying it's not addictive for the dog.
See,
I'm so sorry.
you take this envelope out of his mouth and you look inside, and it's full of receipts, high-end receipts like elaborate dinners, jewelry, furniture, just like ridiculous things. And it says on the outside, expenses.
I used to be a liar, but so I don't need material things. I'm a Buddhist now, but
Oh,
I'm a
is that?
Jewish Buddhist. I'm a Judist.
Oh my god.
From
I'm allowed to
purist
make these-
to Judist.
So this is a big C clue, by the way.
Yes.
An envelope full of extravagant expenses.
Extravagant. Who needs this much? Who needs this much mayonnaise?
Oh, well, if you're having a big party
Well,
and you're having a big cookout, sometimes you do
how
the
many
potato
salads?
salad.
How many salads do you need to make?
I love tossing salads all day. There's so many kinds you can make. You can make, an egg salad. You can do a chicken salad. You can do a tuna salad. You can also do just, a regular slaw.
The slab?
But all of them need.
It's a well.
Mayonnaise.
I get a Miracle Whip. But this is
Oh,
a,
yeah.
Oh.
I haven't done a tuna salad since Sarah Lawrence.
you know.
We are 100% not going to solve this mystery tonight.
We're never history our gay as hell.
I'm sorry. What? Why is everyone okay?
Oh god.
I can go toss a salad right now if you're hungry. There's probably some fixings over there.
I make a mean Snicker salad.
Ooh.
It's a salad, so it's healthy. I'll show you guys. We'll huddle, book club huddle.
Yep.
Look through the expenses.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, see, he knew to be ready for the IRS.
Oh yeah, you should save everything.
Yeah. You don't throw anything out. That's why you can't go into my
Can we
guest room.
confirm whose expenses these are?
I think it's unclear at the moment.
There's no name or anything on like.
But it came from Paul Hollywood's tent.
Okay, is there anything about bleach in here? Because you talked about the bleach.
Oh, his asshole. No, I think that's. Is there a salon in the expenses?
Yeah, there is.
I mean, that was
100%.
100% deductible.
But, like, is
Yeah.
there like
He's a
men's
TV
clothes
star.
versus women's clothes, or
I think it just says like Nordstrom's.
okay?
And then like, jacket, which could be
SKU
anything.
numbers.
Yeah. And I think it's the clue's purposely kind of that way so where you can connect it later when you
Sure.
decide if you're like, and it's women's clothes or it's men's clothes or whatever.
Got it.
Oh, I should write this down. Hold on.
Okay. Let's see. What else is in here? What else can we find in there? Anything else you want to tell
What
us?
else is an extravagant expense?
I think those are kind of the
big
extravagant,
ones?
there's a ton of them in there. though.
Nail
Like,
and salon.
thousands and thousands of dollars. He's obvious. Whoever this is trying to expense to the BBC or whatever, right? Like,
Oh.
I wonder
It's-
who's been holding on to this. You know that Rajesh? Very handsome. but he looks like he likes to spend a lot of money.
I was just thinking I might go and talk to him and see what. Apparently, I'm British now.
Game on.
Yeah, this
None of the rest of us can decide on our accent. You shouldn't either, yeah.
This for taking Oscar Wilde class. You just slip into it. Oscar Wilde, I mean.
Happy Pride!
Hey.
Happy Pride! Gay icons!
Yes.
Wild and out.
Famous bicon, Oscar Wilde. Yeah, I was thinking about he's quite interesting.
Yes.
I should find out more about him.
Okay.
I should find out more about him.
I should find out more.
I nominate you to go talk to him because I think he seems to like expensive things. Not that I'm not expensive, but just the way. Well,
You're a different kind of expensive. What? Oklahoma.
I mean, while both sparkle, there is a difference between a rhinestone and a diamond.
excuse me? Are you calling me like a rhinestone cowgirl? Because I love a rhinestone cowboy.
Just like Dolly Parton.
Ooh.
She is a treasure.
She is.
treasure.
But as she says, it costs a lot to look this
me
cheap.
in 1989 when I was going to work every day. Her
Was that a stressful week and a half?
No, fuck you. 95 was my anthem for such a long time.
Back when you had those horrible artificial nails.
The artificial nails, and then like
That you
the
insisted on filing into artificial.
Jupro working for me in 1980.
You were trying to give 9 to 5,
whole
you're giving
can
big
of spray.
business.
Yeah, that is true. That is actually what happened.
Listen, never discount how sexy that Dabney Coleman was.
Honestly, may he rest in peace. Mm.
Okay, so I think that's a perfect time. It cuts hard to Aurora in Rajesh's room, trailer, and he says, "Is anyone with her, by the way, or is it just Aurora in there?"
We want to do good cop, bad cop, cheap cop, rich cop.
Because this game is totally okay with like splitting up the party or whatever. Like there's
Yeah, I don't think I'm
for
gonna
it.
go there.
I'm
I would
gonna
love to
hang. I'm
see
gonna
you
hang
work
back
it.
with Agnes. We're gonna.
I would love to
vibe.
see you work it. Just go.
Okay. All right. So Aurora, you're in there with Rajesh. He's sitting there. He has like a glass of scotch in his hand, and he's clearly just stressed out of his brain. And he says, "Why exactly are you here right now?"
Well, it is tradition. It is bad luck for one to drink alone.
You know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And he pours a glass of scotch for you, and he hands it to you, and it's high-end scotch. Like this scotch can drink. You know what I mean? Like, and he's like, "Cheers to the end of my career."
Well, what is that those people who need reassurance say? When God opens a door, he closes a window, or whatever that is.
It's pretty damn close. He's like, I don't even know. Like,
You seem as someone who's good at their job but doesn't love their work.
he's like, yeah. He's like, I agree. It's like, my life sucks. I'll be honest with you right now. Like, this is it. And now that he's gone, like, what is the Great British Bake Off without Paul Pasadena?
Well, as a producer, I feel that is something that only you can answer. Perhaps you have an idea? What are your dreams, your aspirations?
Ooh. Get in there.
Yeah, I love that.
Kill
All right,
him.
let's
In there, Mrs. Robinson.
let's get a meddling move here from you.
Meddling. Let's
Yeah.
go meddling.
And we're gonna say this is definitely presents. This is all the presents.
Damn it.
Oh, buddy.
No. What do you need?
That's a whole 3.
Oh,
4
no.
total. I'm sorry. I rolled a 3 plus 1 is 4.
Is there a way to get you to reroll?
The camera
Oh, no.
kind of like starts to wobble.
Yeah.
And you watch as it starts to pan back as both Rajesh and Aurora start as they both fall over, blood dripping out of their mouths as they die. in the trailer.
Womp womp.
Now, I'm assuming you don't want that to happen.
Of course not.
So, would you like to put on a crown here?
I love a crown.
Now, the other option I want to give is once per game, all of you can have. This sounds exactly like what happened in the Amanda Delacourt book, which is what your thing is, and you can wax poetic and tell me about an event that was similar to this in that. Now, however, there's only one time per game for everyone, but you can come up with something, and then you just need to give me what happened, the hopefully very cool name of the book, and no repeats. But I give you the option. You can put on a crown, or you can do.
I think you put on a crown.
Okay, awesome.
I like a crown.
I feel it's a little early for the once
Yeah.
a game.
Yeah.
Let's go with a scene in the present day showing a private side of you very few get to see.
Okay.
The one where you take low doses of poison to get accustomed to poison.
Close. How dare you? That's
one of
just
those-
drinking.
It's one of those pill organizers.
Right?
Just
Monday, cyanide day.
9 today.
No, there's
I live forever.
Click, 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 click.
so there's a scene of Aurora at her dining room table with the urn of her husband's ashes at the other end of the table. And you see 2 martini glasses filled. And she's drinking, and it's something she doesn't really tell anybody that she does, but her and her husband, because they were both very, very busy. She was a socialite, he was a busy lawyer, like they didn't spend a lot of time together. But once a week, usually Friday evening, they would come together and tell each other about their week over cocktails. And so she's kept that tradition going even though he is gone.
That's really sweet.
Oh.
I like that a ton.
That's really sweet.
That's really good.
Shit.
Okay, so that definitely takes us up to a 7 and 9.
Cool.
Let's go with. So he says, I always thought Paul was a good guy until he started demanding such crazy things. And I realized that he doesn't care about us. He just cares about his bank account and whatever person he's shagging at the moment. He's like, I'm dirt poor. He's like, because of all this, and I have to put my own money into it and everything else, he's like, I'm gonna have to file for bankruptcy if this doesn't go through. So this is your big C clue, is a plea of financial help. So Rajesh is absolutely destitute. Now, just mechanically part of this game, I'm going to briefly explain. You're trying to accumulate clues. This is a level 7 mystery, which means once you get 7 clues, you then roll 2d6, and it's flat. And then if you get a 7 and 9, you succeed, and so forth, or whatever the normal thing. However, as every clue you get above 7, you get to roll a +1 on your roll. So we can stop at any time you want, and you can make the roll. But just so you know, that's the kind of the thing. And currently you're at 4 clues.
Yes.
So, anyway. So yeah, Rochelle says, I'm gonna have to do bankruptcy if now there's no way around it.
There's always a way around bankruptcy, dear.
Jesus Christ.
Usually involves
You're
marriage.
right. You're 100% right. We can say Paul's sick. We can say he's in the loo. We'll just film the last part of the episode, and we'll just say he's not feeling well. It'll be perfect. Aurora. You are a treasure, an American treasure. Thank you.
I'm so glad I could impress.
And he gets up and runs out of the thing. He's like, I have an idea. And he runs out of the trailer. And I think we're going to hard cut again. So who else has some scene or investigation they want to do here? Dr.
I
Douglas.
want to figure out the source of these ingredients.
Okay.
Right? And I think maybe Melanie knows. as a local baker where the flour would come from and who might bring that stuff.
I like it. Okay, so you want to go talk to Melanie?
Yeah.
All right.
Since we found a dead man covered in flour and he's been poisoned now.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have this moment. You go into the room or whatever. Scott's kind of off talking to someone else, so kind of Melanie's there for you. Is anyone else here? Obviously not Aurora. Are either of you in the main baking room?
I stayed back with I stayed back with Agnes.
Okay.
Well, I can say what I'm planning to do too. I'm not
Yeah, I am
sneaking away.
No, for sure. I have peyote and I am feeding him things dogs aren't allowed to eat. But like
it helps his
chocolate
immortality.
bars.
fine.
Yeah.
Well, it's not chocolate bar level.
Are you
but
feeding
like,
him the remains of the losing pies?
yeah, he does get pie. He gets like slices of pie.
He
which
gets
is
so much human food, this
He
dog.
This dog mostly eats human food, to be honest.
You watch the dog kind of like when you give him the lemon meringue.
Rude. That was personal. How dare you.
That's like the great Ben and Jerry story.
What are you about this?
One of the two of them, I don't remember which one, Ben or Jerry, had a girlfriend who was like, how come there's never any grape ice cream? I fucking love grapes. I want a grape ice cream. He's like, oh, I got this. This is my jam. I make ice creams. So he went and he refined it, and like you just couldn't get the grapey taste to come through the ice cream base.
Yeah.
So he eventually like distilled grape or whatever to make this concentrated grape flavor, and he put it in the ice cream. He took it over to her house. She was eating it and was like, this is delicious, it's amazing. And then she gave some to her dog, but he had concentrated so much grape into it, killed the dog.
Oh my god, that's terrible!
Yeah.
Honestly, peyote is most likely is honestly a cat, and like we're at like 7.5 lives.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought you meant like 7.5 peyotes. I thought you meant like different placing things.
Oh, it's just the same name, different
Same
name.
peyote.
My aunt literally had 20 dogs, all named the exact same thing.
Honestly,
This is Mops, this is Mops, this is Mops, this is Mops.
Oh,
this is-
Mom's also a great aunt dog name.
Yeah, they were Shih Tzus.
Yeah.
Like, and they looked like
Well.
mop heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, Melanie Blair, you were there with her. She's sitting there and she's just like staring at her like recipe book, like clearly thinking.
Oh, Miss Melanie.
Oh, hi Agnes. Sorry, I was spacing out thinking about everything.
I have to ask a question.
Of course.
You and your family have been baking on this island for as long as I've been alive.
She's like, I don't know about that long, but yes, a long time.
Bold claim.
But,
Did they come over on the Mayflower?
that's why it was called the Mayflower.
Oh, okay, that's it.
Shit.
All right, sorry. But I have to ask, where did we get all these ingredients? The flour and the sugar and the... It seems like they wouldn't have just gone to the mini mart on the corner.
Nice. This is 1,000,000% a meddling move here, and I'm happy for you to do reason or presence here.
I think this is reason.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's not reason. This isn't reasonable at all.
Wow, we have not succeeded at all.
I have a 3 with my +1 reason.
No, I actually did that one presence roll early.
Yeah.
You're all wonderful and terrible rollers. I just don't like throwing that out
I
there.
don't feel so
We are
alone.
excellent at telling a negative story.
Uh,
We're
so-
never figuring out this mystery.
You watch
That's okay.
as Melanie looks you in the eye and goes, "You shouldn't have been a bitch to my mother. Screw you." And she turns around and walks away.
What did you say to her mother?
It's not my fault she can't make a coffee cake.
Okay.
No,
so,
I understand that.
you probably don't want this obviously to be the case. What
I
is...
kind of do.
Oh, do you? Okay.
know.
We can do that if you want to hang on to it.
I was gonna say, if you don't want it, can I like clean up after you? Is that a thing? We're playing good cop, bad cop, essentially.
I mean, yeah, I think I just
Okay.
let it ride.
All
Yeah.
right, mark an experience then as you
Yeah.
fail a roll. And yeah, she storms away from you. absolutely furious.
Agnes, what do you say?
Her parents weren't very good bakers.
Well, not everyone's bake.
Just because they're local doesn't mean they were good at it.
No, locally sourced is what you want to do.
Listen, all Hollywood's bakery is so much better.
Oh,
Pasadena.
Paul Pasadena.
My
don't
bad.
you keep Nantucket weird.
Listen, you can go play your bagpipe on a unicycle in his parking lot too.
I think you should take a condition here.
Yeah.
How do you think Agnes is feeling about this situation?
I think she's annoyed. I think she's the type of person that when someone else's feelings get in the way, she's like, "What's wrong with you? Just be reasonable."
Ow.
That's why we're friends.
It's so good.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
That got me in a place.
Yeah. So I think she's feeling like disconnected, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
not feeling connected to another human because
Yeah.
they're acting human.
Disassociated.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Close to wasp.
Yeah. All right, let's go with annoyed. Let's say
Annoyed.
condition annoyed. So now, if at any point you think that this would be affecting a roll that you're going to make, let us know, and then we'll roll. You'll roll with disadvantage on that until this is cleared in some way of someone helping you or whatever the situation is. If you think at any point you think it should be cleared, say it. If I think so, we'll clear it.
Dig it.
So yeah, that's the situation. Is Melanie is furious and walks away.
Oof.
Agnes.
They never liked us. We moved here.
Agnes.
We've lived here for 30 years. It doesn't matter. They still don't think we're local.
You gotta bury the hatchet. I was sitting in a sweat lodge
Of course.
with a very sweet man who learned shamaning from India, and he told me that you have to. He was a white guy with dreads.
That's
Every time.
No lies detected.
Every damn time.
You have to let go of your negative emotions.
She's the one that got all offended.
That's true, but you've got to be the bigger person.
Oh,
She's young. She doesn't understand yet.
well, sure. I agree with that.
My husband used to get really riled as well. And we told him, and when we both were tired, we both used to smoke a little bowl. And then we used to have like a cleansing scream. And
Scream, you say.
that brings your karma down. Don't know what's happening.
Karma.
Your karma.
I live.
That's what Jonesy's for.
And it really centers you.
To bring your car down.
And it
Hey,
really-
look, her karma almost ran over her dogma.
And it really centers you. Do you need a crystal? And I'm gonna hand you. Listen. It's in the same
Reach
bag.
into one of those hanging pockets.
Yeah, it's
in
like
your
in
bat
the
robe.
sleeve of my bat robe. And I hand you truly an inconveniently large crystal. I charged this in the moon last night
Oh,
for this competition.
well, I'm delighted.
You've got to hold it and think positive that.
Positive.
You've taken us all out. That
I'm so sorry. I think
no,
I,
it's
No,
so,
don't
no,
apologize
it is-
No,
for a
no,
Please
goddamn
don't. It
word.
is so good.
I think I
Between
was
karma
offended.
and positive,
Karma.
you went in. Now that you're just leaning in,
I think I was offended. I think this is my final form.
it is so good.
Wait, quick. It's on. It's probably okay. Explaining sentence moves.
Yeah.
I stepped out.
Take a thread.
I take a thread.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, if you want to meditate with me and bring your chi down to a level that's not as hazy.
Okay.
Very confused.
I love
thought
because
you
the
liked
camera
Daisy.
like goes in on Agnes's face, and she's like,
Just
"What
perplexed.
the hell?"
Oh, get
You
out.
are speaking a language I speak, but I
Meditate
don't
with me,
understand.
and I like take your hand. You're still holding the giant crystal.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just rub your hand.
So good. And I think we get like the awkward music as it like cuts into the next scene. Tabitha, what is your plan here? Like, who do you
I
want
have
to
been
go talk
snooping around,
to? Ooh, okay. I like it.
trying to see what is happening around here. And I am very, very curious to talk to the Mrs. Pasadena
Okay.
because I think there is more there than meets the eye by how she has been rubbing up against that book, that handsome, handsome book.
Mm.
I like it.
One, I'm a little jealous because I would like him for myself,
Understandable.
quite honestly. Trying to get my best little bargain basement blouse. Oh, hold on.
One deeply tan, freckled shoulder,
Yeah,
like a persimmon lifted the sun.
I'm just here.
And
And I'm gonna be like,
Christ.
boop, I'm like bending and snapping
Yeah.
right
I
near
love it.
him. I am.
We love a dried fruit.
I
I
see
have
it.
it on good authority that it works every time.
That's what I'm saying.
But the melanin keeps you young.
I'm here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go over talk to her and say, "Excuse me, miss. I know you are bereft at the moment. I see you. But I don't believe you."
Ooh. She looks at you and she's like, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean you don't believe me?
This is not my first time around the sun, so to speak. I've seen some things in my lifetime, and especially in this town. Now, I need to know, honey. I'm not a lawyer, so I think that you might want to tighten up your game a little bit. You've been real, real close to that buck.
Ugh. And she like throws up her hands and she's like, I can't help it that Paul had his dalliances and I was allowed to have mine.
So you had an agreement, like pineapples and such.
Well,
Do we swim?
nothing quite so. It was an unspoken agreement.
So can you
if
tell me
will.
more about pineapples? I feel like everyone's been talking about pineapples today, and it has something to do with this, and
I don't know. Buck always talks about it, and he hangs one outside of our room every now and then. I don't know what it means. It's
Okay.
just what it is. But occasionally,
Okay.
never mind.
Buckley.
Okay, so okay, another question for you, my dear. I want to know if you've been on any shopping sprees lately, by any chance.
Okay, I'd like a meddling move now
Uh-huh.
with presents.
Sure.
We believe in you, Terry.
Yeah.
Yeah, please don't roll a
You
3
can
on
do
the
it.
rest
Hey,
of the
don't say
thousand.
anything. Don't say anything.
You've
Don't
got
tempt
this.
the dice.
You've got this.
Don't tempt the dice.
I believe in you.
Shake the dice, steal the rice.
Oh,
Big money, no whammies.
A 10, will that do?
Oh my.
nice. Oh,
Finally, someone can roll. Okay.
Well,
How dare you? You knew what you were signing up
I
for.
did. So she looks at you and she says, "No, I haven't been on anything extravagant." She's like, "But I did find this in my car the other day." She reaches into her purse and she pulls out one of those like jewelry boxes and she opens it up, and there are 2 diamond earrings, but the diamonds are shaped like little loaves of bread. And she's like, it was in my car the other day. And that is the big C clue, is expensive diamond earrings shaped like little teeny things of bread.
wow. These are not for
Oh, God.
loafing around, are they? These are
Oh, my
real
word.
nice.
I have a thought.
So are they like baguette diamonds?
I have
If
nothing
you
to
put them
throw
on,
at
does
you
that
that's not
make you
going
the
to
idiot
actually hurt you. What?
What? I missed it.
If you put on those earrings, does that make you the idiot sandwich?
want to throw something at you. So
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
God.
No, but you could be the meathead.
That was wonderful.
we really need to stock the studio with like Nerf like footballs that I can just yeet at people.
Projectile weapons, yeah.
Yeah.
Rosie O'Donnell in the 90s, just in little koosh balls.
Yeah,
Oh,
I just
yeah.
gotta throw koosh balls at people.
Oh, God.
It's fine.
So that's what Donna shows you. And she says, yeah, this was in my car.
These are exquisite. This looks like something I would have gotten at the big Walmart.
The big
You know, in the section where they lock up all the things at the counter.
I thought Walmart was for poor people here. Am I wrong?
Excuse me? Depending on the town you're in, that's probably the biggest, bestest store you're going to have.
Oh, I
Roger's
would.
trailer. It is.
good deal.
The Waltons are nothing if not poor.
So she's like, oh, I'll keep that in mind. I might swing by there and check it out at some point this week.
I liked it.
Oh, that would be so much fun. We could go together if you want,
Oh,
depending on how this all turns out.
She's like, that sounds wonderful. Maybe we can bring Buck.
Oh. So it is for real.
Flipping over real fast.
She's like, I
Uh-huh. I thought so.
he's such a sweet boy, and he has such an artistic view of the world.
Oh, truly.
And you know, he's very spry, if you know what I mean.
Oh, he's limber is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. I do like him young like that. Oh, my goodness. Excuse me, what are you talking about over here?
We're not here. His like also went all the way up.
Okay. So,
My God.
I'm not sure what else to ask you right now, my dear. I do apologize again. I just noticed that you were a little theatrical about your expression of sadness at your husband's dear passing.
I loved Paul. He was an important person in my life, but
Sure, a means to an end at a certain point. They all are a little bit.
I'm not going to argue with you at the point. And I think that's a great time for it to like cut to the next scene. So at this point, I think you are all you are in the room, the baking room, and Scott Lamb is in there right now, and you see Scott angry cooking. Like he's like, you know, he's like throwing stuff in the bowl and like mixing
That's why I
it.
do pottery.
It is. We've tried to center her. It doesn't work.
She's working something out.
Get it out, sweetie.
And you just kind of hear him like mumbling as he's like working on this stuff.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Does Scott Lamb have pierced ears?
I think he does.
Does he have a roommate as well?
Call it a hunch.
If no one else is gonna do a thing, I want to offer Scott some meditation advice.
Oh, God.
I learned from a man named Joshua Tree. We were in Yosemite. Joshua Tree. At a retreat in Yosemite. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yep,
I said it.
I love it.
I'm with you.
Some cleansing breath.
And he's like,
Can I offer you some cleansing breaths in this time of need?
he like stops what he's doing and looks at you and he's like, "Are you flirting with me?
No,
Because I don't swing that way."
Oh, do you have a roommate as well? My niece has a roommate, and she says they're very committed. And I thought maybe that means they're buying a house together.
Oh, I assure you, they will eventually.
He
And
puts down the bowl and like takes your hand and like pats it.
they moved in after 6 weeks of dating. And I thought, how nice. They can support each other as they look for their men. I'm doing psychic damage to myself.
The whole table. You're attacking the whole table right now.
So sorry. I don't think I'm ever gonna not play this character. Is really the answer.
No, I love it.
It's so good.
But like, yeah, hold his hands, bracelets jangling.
And
And you flirt with him.
he looks at you in the eye. He's like, I'm sure they will.
Let's take some cleansing breaths together. You seem like you've got a lot of negative karma.
And was he muttering anything in particular? I'm still stuck on that. I want to know if we could hear what he was saying.
I would like you to make a roll, and we'll have you roll. This time, I want reason, as you were like trying, or composure, either one. Reason or composure. I leave it up to you.
Great.
I deeply love that I've not done anything productive in this game. I'm just here.
For the vibes.
I'm here for the vibes.
You are your own experience. It's
I'm
totally
playing
great.
my
I
own
love
game.
it. Yeah, I love
Six.
it. 6.
There it is.
Here it
Welcome
is.
to the club.
Pop.
So,
Mr. Rowe.
you're like leaning across the table trying to listen, and you set your hand directly in a hot pan as it starts to sizzle and you scream in pain. And you would take a condition here if you let this go. Are you going to put on a crown?
Do I want a condition?
Crowns are fun. They're pretty.
Crowns are fun. We're doing circle breathing.
Okay, when you put on his crown.
And
Okay.
Scott's totally into it, by the way. He's like, yeah. And he's like,
I'm going to take a flashback.
ooh, okay. I
It's a
like it.
hot flashback.
Get out. I cannot.
No. How are you still going through menopause?
It's a hot
It's
flashback.
fake. She's trying to be younger. No, I'm in
My hand hit a hot.
to.
My hand hit a hot pan.
Oh, God.
Y'all, the layers.
Oh, Jesus.
To be
Okay.
fair, I get a hot flash when I hit a hot man, so.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
All right. What crown are you putting on?
A hot flashback of your fondest memory of your late partner.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Mr. Struthers and I had a beautiful weekend. One time. I mean, many times, but many times that weekend, actually.
Oh, my.
It's a hot flashback.
It was a steamy time.
I want to watch this.
We were in, yeah, same. I understand. It gets harder as you get older to hold it. So we were in Key West, Florida. We had gone down to see the Jimmy Buffett play because that was Mr. Struthers. He was a parrot head. He loved
Yep.
getting hamburgers in paradise and having margaritas and the whole thing. So we were there and, you know, the concert was over and, you know, we'd had a few margaritas, I guess. And maybe some of that funny cigarettes. I don't know. So we got closer as we got snuggling up. And I mean, we were driving safely. It's fine. It's Florida. It was just a golf cart. And so he reached over to me and took my little face in his hands. And his hands were so warm from that hot, hot day. And you know, when you have a little alcohol buzz going through your body. And he said, honey, you are sweeter than key lime pie. You are more sassy and bright than a moonlit night. And then he took me and gave me the sloppiest kiss he ever did give. I wish it was that sloppy right now because I can use some water on this hand. Miss Pan.
I love it. That's so good. That is perfect. Okay, I think. Okay. So you hear Scott as you like you felt the heat, but you quickly moved it away as you remember your thing you put there, and you like lean over and you hear Scott muttering, and he's like, I see how it is. I see how it is, Paul. You know, I give you the ball gag, I give you the riding crop, I give you the things, and next thing you know, some other person is using it on you, blah, blah, blah. And like, he's like just upset.
Corned lover.
And so the big C clue here is ball gag, handcuffs, and riding crop.
Sounds like a good night out. Or in.
Probably both.
Honestly, correct.
Yeah.
Only mildly off topic. So in 2019 into 2020, Adam and I bought season tickets to the Pantages Big Theater out here.
Okay, that took a different turn than I was expecting, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah. It's not that part. It's the other part. We decided part of the season was Escape to Margaritaville. And we debated on, like, do we sell the tickets? Do we get rid of the tickets? Do we
One of
give
the
them
best
away?
shows of all time.
Okay.
Written by TV writers, sitcom writers. It's really funny, and the script is tight, and I think it's amazing. And I have friends in it on Broadway.
We saw the show, decided, like, we'll just go and get drunk and have a great time.
Right.
Which we did.
As the good Lord Buffett demands.
Right.
Correct.
I
And
did
he
not
rests
have
in
the same
peace.
reaction that Terry did, and that's fine. And then literally a week later, the world shut down.
Oh, yeah.
And I told Adam, mid-quarantine, like, if the last show that I got to see live was Escape to Margaritaville, I'm gonna riot.
That is funny. I can't die having my last.
That
show
is
be
the end of
Escape.
theater for me? No.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, I fucking love that show. It's great.
Is it good?
I love it.
Honestly, it was the same
Tap
people who
dancing
wrote...
zombie accountants in Act 2.
And,
And you say that like it's a bad thing.
like,
I
hello.
mean, that sells it a little more.
There's a
really.
parrot that doesn't do anything the entire show.
I feel like you have a very different.
It was like the decorations at
scale of
Islands restaurants.
quality.
Oh,
But it's
okay.
like spotlit at the top of the show.
Like the
as
rain-
people are like,
Because that's
Yeah.
for parrot heads. Hello.
I
like
get
a
it, but how do you not
rainforest
tiki room
cafe.
that parrot?
A parrot head? Oh, wow. I've never heard of that.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's what, like people
That's
who are
the
into
fans.
That's
That's
the
what
fans.
they're called
They're
parrot
fans.
Little parrot heads?
Yeah,
listen,
you're not into
but
Buffett. It's
Do you
okay.
hate Rainforest Cafe as
I like it.
well?
No, I have no problem with Rainforest Cafe.
I hate Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah. However, the
Wild.
tiki bar in Vegas where the
The Golden Tiki,
where they tell dirty jokes, hysterical.
where the whole decor
Remind
is
me to
about
get that information from you. I'm going to Vegas in a couple
filthy
weeks.
teeth.
Yeah, they wrote
We'll
the
help
same
you.
guys. They
It's great.
wrote Raising Hope. They wrote for Shameless. They write. They're TV writers
Okay,
that wrote
I
the
do
book.
love Shameless.
I
I'm
think the book
obsessed
is
with this.
fucking brilliant. Sorry,
Okay.
because the
Okay.
way they weaved in all his lyrics in to make the show, it's
I love a jukebox musical because I love when
Most of
people
them are
clumsily
terrible.
String them
yeah.
together.
Usually they're like. I thought the book. Anyway, maybe I went in because I had no expectation for it, and I was like,
That does help.
And then turning out the book was like.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
the book is actually really smart, and like these guys wrote, it's like the pacing is sitcom pacing,
Nice.
That's
which is
good.
what I loved about
Yeah,
it.
I
All right, hold on.
Okay,
Let's
sorry,
get
guys.
back.
Sorry,
I understand.
sorry.
I'm with you
Escaping
all,
the
but I realize
Margaritaville.
it's easy.
It's-
Yeah. Okay. So we are going to have, we're at 6 flues. So you guys need at least a few more here. Yes.
There is something I want to do, but I've done a lot that hasn't been helpful.
You haven't rolled dice yet, have you?
I did.
Oh, you did for the
almost
dog.
died.
That's right. That's right.
I would like to look if I can get a copy of what's his name's rider, Paul's rider, and put my lawyer eyes on it.
Oh, I see what you're looking for. So you're going to like try.
Check
Are you
out
going
the
to try to go search his room?
Yeah, I can be stealthy.
Okay. I like it. All right. So
He's still just laying there, by the way.
He's just laying there.
I'm not going to get us derailed, but holy hell, Chekhov's parrot in the chat.
Right?
Yes.
So good.
Absolutely
Chekhov.
killed me. Okay, anyway, sorry. So you go over there, and there is a deputy actually that's like patrolling this area to kind of like watch to make sure that no one goes in that room or whatever. But he walks away enough for you to like try to sneak in. Now, this is going to be we're gonna make this a night move because this is a big deal, right? You're trying to sneak in or whatever. This is the whole thing. So what do you think is the ramifications if you fail this?
Well, I'm definitely going to be like removed from the premises.
Okay.
Obviously, probably added to suspect lists.
Okay.
I have a plan for this. It's stupid, but I do have a plan if I get caught.
And because it's a night move, I could say it's worse than that
Oh,
because it's that and the killer might still be in there.
hell yeah. Okay.
So let's have your day move. This is going to be I'm happy for this to be vitality since you're trying to be sneaky. Or I'll let you be composure to try to keep your crap together.
Can I argue for composure?
Yeah, I'm totally good with that.
I have a +1 to composure.
Do you have anything that'll help you in this role?
Does the dog help? I cannot remember what he does.
Can you sell me on the dog helping?
Well, he works as he can work as like a lookout.
Oh, okay.
Distraction.
Or a distraction.
All right.
Like he yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, so let's do
I
that.
send him ahead like a look as he like climbs up the stairs and like looks around. before
Okay,
he kills
great.
him.
Advantage. You can take advantage on this. Roll
Advantage
3D.
is 3.
Pick the
rolled
two
so
highest.
bad when I had advantage last time too.
Oh.
6, 5, and 3.
Hey.
Oh,
11?
wow.
Much better.
Awesome. And what's your composure? Your composure 1?
My composure plus 1 is a 12.
It's 12. Okay.
Ooh.
So,
I've been through the shit.
when 12 happens. Okay. So, you wait along the dog, you hear it make this weird ass bark because it can't quite bark like a normal dog. It's kind of like it's what it is.
Yeah.
And it yes. Like, it's a cough bark.
He speaks Yiddish as well.
Barks. The deputy turns away and you sneak inside cleanly.
Probably because the deputy's like, what the hell was that?
That's exactly right. Oh, someone dying?
Batman.
Yeah.
Bohemian Batman flapping in.
When you get
Lenny
in,
Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
you go inside the room, and Paul's body is covered now in a towel. However, the smell is not. It's not like dead body smell, which because of who you guys are, you've done this before. Agnes a ton has smelled dead bodies.
It's like Aurora's cooking.
But this isn't just that. This is like sulfur. You smell this like intense sulfury kind of thing, and you're freezing cold.
I remember some sulfur hat springs we went to in Anza-Borrego.
I love it so much.
But it's cold, so like I take like the 5 caftans and like shawl and worms and like bundle up a little bit.
And as you get close to Paul's body, 1,000 roaches come out from underneath.
Oh
the
no!
thing, like, scattering around.
Oh,
So
because I said brooches earlier.
Yeah.
Now
True.
we have
It's in my head
freaking
now.
roaches.
this is your fault,
Disgusting.
Harry. Yeah. So this was a void clue. This has nothing to do with the murder. This is just that there's something
Very wrong
connected to this world and something bad like happened or whatever.
Oh my god, I'm the worst person to have discovered a void clue. Oh no! I have like my turquoise necklace with the crystals, all the quartz on it for like clarity. Just like, oh no, and like my Kabbalist told me this was a bad week for me. It's like the roaches go. I like Kabbalah in the Minnesota accent. It's rough. Kabbalah.
So many words I had no idea were so good in the Minnesota accent.
That's what they put down in the bottom of the boats around here.
Jesus Christ.
Are you trying to like get a deeper understanding of what's happening here right now?
Absolutely, I
Yeah,
am.
okay.
Like, I'm gonna commune with Kabbalah monster.
Let's have a meddling move with sensitivity here.
I'm gonna commune with Madonna. This is Kabbalah
looking
monster is
for
a
a ray
reference
of light.
to 30 Rock, I think. Where did I put it? I have advantage. How do I get
Just
an
like a
advantage
prayer.
on this?
Only if you have something that'll work. And I can't see how the dog would work, but if you have something else,
The
in your
dog
thing-
is very intuitive.
I don't know if he's that intuitive.
As he's like,
Yeah. Whoa.
The dog can't bark. He doesn't have teeth. Oh man, 2, 3. It's a 6. It's a 6, but it's not a -1 because I am in tune with the world around me.
So it's a 6 is what you rolled? Yeah. As you are trying to like commune with everything, you feel something on your leg as 1,000 roaches come
Oh, no.
running up your leg,
hate this.
and you feel it starting to rip into your skin.
Oh.
Didn't that happen to you in Sedona?
That was a trip.
oh, she just thought there were
I just
roaches.
thought there were roaches. Is there
Yeah.
a way to put a crown on for this?
100% there's a way to put a crown on. Or you guys also haven't done the Amanda Delacourt move yet.
Oh yeah, just like the novel.
Also, speaking of, before we go any farther, real quickly, we got a little late start. So we originally planned on stopping at 4. Are you guys comfortable going till like 4:15, 4:20?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, great.
420 sounds perfect.
420?
Nice.
It was on purpose. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, sorry. Okay, so that's what happened. Now you can put on a crown, or you can make an Amanda Delacourt move here. If everyone can decide, it's your choice.
I'm kind of feeling the Amanda Delacourt move, just so I want to see how we explain away the roaches. Like, oh yeah, that one part in that one book where
Amanda Delacourt's Flea Circus.
Amanda Delacourt's
flea-
Roach Motel.
Yeah.
The Roach
Okay.
Motel.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just like that in Amanda
A
Delacourt book.
killer that trained
He
bugs to
trained
kill.
cockroaches.
Yeah.
He trained cockroaches to infiltrate rich people's homes so he could steal their possessions.
That makes total sense in the mystery book world.
Cockroaches.
How did Amanda get out of that situation?
Well, she knows that cockroaches have a weakness, and that is
Nuclear war?
Smoke.
it is Walgreens perfume. So sorry.
Walgreens perfume.
For a
Yep.
minute,
Yeah.
I was in wild greens. Like, okay,
I-
yep.
Same.
Walgreens
But-
perfume.
Makes sense.
No, finish your statement. Finish your statement.
Great. It's freaking great. So the accent is so great. Like, it's
Wow,
like there's
you're
certain
so
words you're
magic.
like, wait, what?
Walmart perfume is honestly it's Walmart perfume. The nice lady behind the counter gave me a deal on a I'm trying to think of a really dumb perfume name. On Blair Rose.
Sounds so fancy.
I got it for $6.99.
That sounds like it could be little bread loaves. Rare roll.
Oh, I love that.
And
Okay.
it's a Walmart perfume. Because while Dana is all organic now, she got a really good deal on this, and you really can't
Absolutely.
yeah. So
It really wasn't a choice for you.
yeah, I can say that.
Yeah.
I love you.
And she remembers, like Dana remembers the Amanda Delacourt book as she pulls out her trusty perfume from a sleeve
Of course.
All right.
and just like kind of like if you again this is a deep cultural memory for me, is like really exercising the space with this it is a like cut like a crystal bottle. It is purple ombre into like fuchsia, clear. You can see the liquid in it. Little like atomizer. And
Wait, is it the kind with like this the thing that comes out with
it
a little
doesn't have
bubble?
the poop. It's not nice
okay.
enough for that. In gold writing it says
The
Blair
cap
Rose.
looks like one though.
The cap looks like one
This is
though.
the plastic cap that
Oh
looks
my
like the
God.
little.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
If you look at it, it kind of almost looks like a cockroach.
Yes.
But yeah, trusty perfume. It smells like asbestos dreaming of being Rose.
That
Wow.
is a vivid description.
I don't know what asbestos.
We all know
smells
what exactly that smells like, though. We're like, yep, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just like the scent that's next to the scent. It's like drinking.
Yeah.
It's rose Play-Doh.
Yeah.
It's Rose Play-Doh. I
Yeah.
was too nice to the perfume lady to say no.
But you got a free gift.
It's a free gift. It came with it came with a bracelet.
Like a little charm bracelet.
A little charm bracelet.
And the charms on there. What kind of charms were on there?
It's like a chunky like early 2000s or late 90s bracelet, the Tiffany Return to Tiffany vibe, but it's gold plated, and it has like big roses on it that kind of look like they're they're definitely roses, enamel. It's chunky,
Rose-ish.
rose-esque.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But yeah, it has the weight of nickel.
Okay. I love it.
Gorgeous.
So sure enough, you spray this stuff,
Fully ascended. I'm so sorry.
and all of the roaches start screaming, which you didn't know roaches could do, and then ran out of the room, as the smell was just more than they could deal with.
Are
I
those
like-
roaches people?
I'd like to think that the crystal I've been carrying around like turns black
Oh yeah,
after this happens, and I'm like, oh, I guess it did its job,
you got
and I
it.
set it
Sharon.
down.
Yes, 100%. I love it.
I gotta get my chi cleansed after this.
So good. Okay.
I've been workshopping a joke in my head, but it's taking too long.
I never,
Time's passed.
I never.
I
wanna
came up with an
stop
answer,
playing
but it's
Surfer.
not good anymore.
I
I'm
truly
sure we'll
have
get back to it.
ascended. I think I've met my avatar.
Amazing. You, as these things all run, you see them run over a book, kind of half hidden under one of the cabinets. And you pick it up and you look at it, and it is Cooking by Mary Cherry.
I
And
put this in the sleeve.
you open it up and you notice that pages have been ripped out. of it. So
Someone's revealing recipes.
big C clue.
This is number 7.
This is
There's 7.
number 7. Yes, it is a cookbook by Mary Cherry with pages ripped out.
I can't read my own handwriting at this point.
Hopefully, Joey can.
I
big ass.
can figure this out. I know Claire.
What's nice?
I know this Claire
I'm in
person.
the same room that I wrote it, so there's a good chance.
Yeah, you haven't walked through a threshold yet. To
Right.
forget everything. Yeah.
Amazing.
It's rough, man.
I'm gonna that book goes directly into the moo sleeve. We're gonna bloody Bruce Wayne our way out of here.
I'm so proud of that. Thank you.
So good.
All right.
It's so good.
Who else has a scene they're pitching here where they're interacting somehow in this environment?
Goddamn Batman.
What am I interacting with? What do we got?
Just like
We haven't really done anything with Mary yet.
yeah,
Oh,
Mary
no,
hasn't been
let's talk
really
to Mary.
active.
Let's talk to Mary.
We also
clearly.
miserably failed an interaction with Melanie. So like both of those options are still
I'm
available.
not going back to Melanie.
Yeah.
No, I would not recommend it, honey.
You should
Honey.
certainly should.
You scared that little girl. All
And
right.
Also a lot of searching to do across everything too. If it's,
I don't mind talking to her, but I'm very curious to hear what Mary Cherry has to say based on finding her book
Okay.
with some pages torn.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk to her. Can I talk to her? Can
Yeah.
you talk to her? Okay.
All right. So you go. You
Can
kind
I
of.
come?
Yeah, please.
Yes.
Good cop,
I don't
bad.
have my free hands.
Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, that thing turned black as night.
Yeah, I think it's one of those mood rings.
Large hitting this in the moment.
It's a moon ring crystal.
I mean, they have to
You
get
should
that stuff
drink
from
more.
somewhere.
So you go. You knock on Mary Cherry's door. She opens it up. She invites you all in, and you walk in, and it's like Britain has vomited into this place, right? Like there's like the Union Jack on the wall. Everything's covered in like pink English roses. Like the couches are covered in plastic. You know what I mean? Like
shrine
this,
in the corner to Diana.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Why are you talking about my house again?
There's a picture of the Queen on the wall.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's
God rest her soul.
it's everything. It's just everything that is. And Mary says, "Oh, I wasn't expecting you. Come on in. Are you okay while we're waiting for everything?"
Oh, Mary, it's a lot, isn't it?
It's honestly so much. I don't know what our future is going to hold now that this is all changed.
So sad. Have
Yes.
you enjoyed working on this show all these years?
Not to be pompous, but I am the face of British baking. This has been what I've always been meant to do.
Spreading the joy of baking around the world.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Oh, that's so lovely. You know, Mary, this place is real nice. You got a lot of things in here.
Thank you. It took me forever to transfer everything from England over here that I wanted to really remind me of home.
Did you have to buy some of it here? Did you go shopping a lot while you were here at all?
Oh, not too much, a little bit. I went to that big trashy store called Walmart.
Excuse me?
Yes, it seems to be very trashy. There was a lady in there in her pajamas, and she was shopping. It was absolutely repulsive. It was completely terrible. It was terrible.
I'm confused what you mean by trashy exactly.
Drag her, Mary. Drag her.
Drag her.
She's
You're
like,
fat.
well, we are above that as society. We go
Excuse
and
me,
we
ma'am.
dressed up.
When you need something and you are in a small town, far away from, maybe little boutiques, maybe your little high streets, King's Roads, if you will, Harrods. Oh, I know about it. I went to see that Diana memorial that they had there for her and Dodi Fayed. Mr. Struthers took me. Now, dear, I don't go over to your country talking about how your service is bad, how you don't season your food properly. I mean, you got some good, shortbreads, but that's about it.
We season our food completely reasonably.
From all the places you stole from as a country.
I need to run home.
She's like,
Mary.
Oh.
I'm just saying, you need to be careful what you say, especially around here. All right? Now, I need you to know that my mom always said, now, if you do not have a nice thing to say,
Say it quietly to your friends. That's what I've always said.
what Agnes said.
I'm extant for British versus Southern. I've never.
That's not a fair fight.
It's not.
it's true.
It's so polite, though.
She says, my dear, I had no idea you felt so incredibly passionate about such a thing. And I do believe that you believe what you're saying, and that's important.
Oh, honey.
How dare you speak for me
Bless
that way?
your heart. You know, I'm going to be praying for you.
Oh, oh man. She says, truly, I am so happy we had this very polite and reasonable conversation.
Oh, honey. I am as well very happy that we had this wonderful understanding we've gotten to. Now, if you want to tell me a little bit more about these roses you have all around here, I'd love to hear about it. Is there some sort of significance? Are you fond of the English rose?
She says, well, I understand that here in America, you don't often understand all the things that happen other places of the world. But
Excuse me, honey.
to
Mr.
us,
Struthers was stationed around the world.
oh,
I've traveled with our dear great military.
that's wonderful, dear. It's so cute to see a military that thinks it's gotten so big for its britches. But either way, the roses are very important to our country because they mean a lot to us.
How so?
Well, they represent the strength that's behind our long, complex culture.
Complex.
I don't seem to recall how to say rose in German.
Jesus.
I need to run home.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord.
Get her, Agnes.
All right.
I leave it to you, Agnes. I leave it to you.
Oh my god.
She looks at you
My
and
roommate
says,
you're talking about.
how dare you, madam? She's like, the Prime Minister is my very close personal friend.
Well, I'm glad for you. In
Yes.
that cute little apartment.
Ooh.
Oh, the one on number 10,
Yes, yes.
God, they're gonna start that.
where they go down that street.
yes.
She's like, and she's like, just absolutely like, the British live it,
Okay,
right?
two
Like,
bodies. We
um,
have two bodies.
Really? Really?
okay, I think you both have done a wonderful job in this. So either one of you that would like to roll, actually, both of you. I want both of you to roll like a presence or composure roll here. I think you both made both of those excellently towards this situation.
Dying.
I can't.
I've never been so patriotic in my life as when Mary Cherry insulted American women. I understand we have problems, but fuck you.
It's fair.
Oh, hi, Mary. I rolled a 10.
Oh, very nice.
And I got 11.
Holy hell. Okay, fantastic. Mary says, you New World loving rebels. She's like, when I tell the Prime Minister that you have been this way, you'll see you will see how much your little patriotic fervor does for you. He and I have been... It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Oh, you about showed yourself right there, little Mary.
I-
Do tell.
It's not well known, but the Prime Minister and I have had a small affair for a very long time. We have been... There's nothing wrong with it. We're both single people. It's completely reasonable. There's nothing untoward towards it. And that is definitely a big sea clue of there was a love affair happening between the Prime Minister and someone on the show.
Keep commentary on.
And she says, when the person head of the BBC called and told me that we were coming here, I never expected this kind of treatment. To be talked down to by such young money is absolutely atrocious.
Oh, honey, I get it now. So you come here to America thinking that you're on some high horse, yeah? Thinking that you just are everything. But you forget that we are young, we are fun, and we are about justice.
Welcome to
Now, when
America, bitch.
Huh?
Welcome to America, bitch.
So good. She takes psychic damage. She's like,
I don't know if you were there the night the lights went down in Georgia, but I can tell you that the lights are about to go down on you, Mary Cherry.
she stands up very angrily and walks to her fridge and says, would you all like tea? And she like opens the fridge and screams. As she looks inside, there is a cake. And on top of it is written, I know what you did.
In my heart, that's when we cut to a commercial break.
100%. And that is the big C clue of a cake.
Accusatory cake.
Yes.
Accusatory cake.
All done in red lettering,
Yes,
obviously.
yes, you do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 8 clues right now.
I have 9.
I have
Nine.
9.
Did I get wrong?
Yeah, we
One,
hit
two,
8
three,
when we
four,
hit the
five,
Prime Minister and Mary's
7,
love
yeah.
affair. We're at 9 when
you're
we were
right.
at
I missed that one.
That is
the
true.
accusatory cake. I can read my handwriting.
Look at you.
I put numbers next to mine. It helps.
Okay. So it's very smart.
My mom was a math teacher. Like, I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you guys.
Yeah, you're right.
So you guys are at 9 clues right now. So that means you'll be rolling +2 if you want to theorize.
Okay.
Or is there another scene you guys would like to have with someone else involved?
What do we think it is, guys?
I mean,
Oh, I got distracted by cockroaches, but did I get the rider from Paul Pasadena?
Oh my god, we want to see his writer so badly.
You did not find it.
Okay.
Okay.
part of me is really feeling like wanting to investigate Ted a little more. Because like definitely that's when he was poisoned.
Yeah, like the ingredient.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, okay.
So I'm gonna go see Scott cooking again.
Yeah, like we should like sniff around the ingredients in the tent just to.
It's either Melanie or Scott,
I'll
right?
have Jones try them all.
That's when you lost
That's how you
the
lost
fourth
last
one. No, he was hit by the car. 2 Jones ago was poisoned.
Who's
Oh God!
poisoning you?
What?
Never mind.
Probably Andy Warhol.
From beyond the grave.
It's so good. Okay, so you guys want to have an interaction with Melanie or Scott?
I think we should try again with Melody, but without.
Yeah.
Without Agnes.
That's fair. Okay, so do we want to do Dana and Aurora talking about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, Bohemian Cop, Waspa Cop?
Yes.
Honestly, that works.
Yeah.
It's the actually name of this episode.
It's really good cop. It's really good cop, Camrad Cop.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so Jesus. Okay, so you guys come up to Melanie, and Melanie is like on her phone, like angry typing.
Are you Facebooking? I can't Facebook. My son taught me once, but I can't read the letters.
She can't remember her password.
I can't remember my password.
she's like, she like is clearly just like, oh God. But she like puts her phone down and she's like, I know, it's very hard to remember passwords. I come by sometime, I'll help you understand your phone better.
I like to write them down, but I don't like to keep evidence around the house.
That's oddly smart. That's good. I respect that.
That's why you just use one password for everything.
And the
My
password
IT
should just
heart
be
is
password.
upset right now. Like me personally, Christos is angry.
One password for everything. Yeah.
One password to rule them all.
Oh Jesus. Okay. So yeah, she's just like, okay.
Password
And so,
one,
like-
right?
I have my iPad. It's the big iPad. I'm like trying to.
Are you gonna take a picture with it?
I'm gonna take. Just like I want to remember this forever, and I just like.
But-
I love it.
You gotta hold it up at concerts
Mm-hmm.
to take pictures.
Ask me about that after.
I've offended. I'm so sorry.
So Melody's like, what can I do for you ladies?
We really just wanted to check on you and see how you were doing. It's quite upsetting to find a dead body.
Everyone's aura is real cloudy.
She's like, I believe it. She's like, I feel cloudy. She's like, this whole thing is so ridiculous. And
Question,
Can I
is she
ask-
still covered in flour?
yeah, she
Oh.
100% is. She's never cleaned up from the whole experience.
Can I add for you a crystal in this trying time?
She's like,
I like
"For-"
press it into her hand.
yeah. She like takes it out of like, I don't know what to do with this, but she takes it. She's like, thank you.
It's comforting, isn't it?
Yeah, and she starts petting it like a cat, like hoping to like placate you. She's like, I don't know what to do.
I'm so sorry. I've gotten lost in character.
It's good.
I hate to pry.
But
However, perhaps you would like some help in cleaning yourself off a bit. There's quite the bevy of attractive, eligible young men. And being covered in flour isn't necessarily a aphrodisiac unless times have changed greatly.
It does remind me of this one time. On the mesa.
Yes, we know. About
Melody
the
is
Mesa.
like, it's okay. I don't need to hear the rest of the story. It's okay.
No, you don't understand.
No, I
We
do.
know what you
I do.
know.
I get it.
When
It's
you're out
fine.
on,
Yeah.
on
We
the
know.
playa, on the playa.
That was masa flour. Not
That was massa flour.
So she says, she's like, you're right. I should. She's like, but I mean, who's here? Buck? Like, Buck and I dated a long time ago, and like, you know, Buck. Buck has double-digit IQ. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, yes.
He seems really artistic.
And there is something to be said for one who is good with his hands.
He's creative.
Oh, he was very creative,
Oh.
Oh,
but you know, not what I'm looking for.
I'm gonna try not to derail this so much.
No, you're not, Clara. Don't lie.
I'm trying so
You're
hard.
an artist. He's creative. It seems like a match made in...
You just gotta get yourself in like in a space with a lot of candles lit. Maybe baddie paint each other a little. I'm so sorry.
She says,
It's really baddie affirming.
yeah, no, you're not wrong. But, you know, when I said I was looking for someone who thought through a problem, he asked if that meant impaling it. So, you know, he's special.
He's creative. We used to say he was a pleasure to have in class.
He was a pleasure to have in bed, but that was about it for Buck.
I'm getting nothing.
As I'm, like, trying to help her clean up a bit.
Yeah. She's
Am I-
letting you.
Yeah. It is definitely flour.
I would like a meddling move here.
Yeah,
With,
meddling move.
with reason.
Can I
Hey, I got a +2 to reason. Let's go.
can I make an insane argument?
I haven't stopped with you yet.
Like, is there a way to help in a Brindlewood Bay roll?
I don't
Like
think
this
so, actually. There might be, but I might have missed the rule, but I don't think there is.
That's a 9 on the dice, which means 11 total.
Oh, never
Oh,
mind. She doesn't
damn.
need it.
Okay.
Fine. She's fine.
Go off, Mary.
I am the reason for the season.
You chose the season.
So you start like cleaning her off or whatever, and you're looking at it and you're kind of feeling it in your fingers. And all of a sudden, she starts coughing. And she's like, man, that's that's weird. That's a lot. She's like, strange. And she kind of like takes a glass of water and sips it. And she's like, that doesn't smell like flour. Does that smell like flour to you?
Okay, so here's where my weird question comes in. And I could pose this for you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Follow me on this journey. I was a lawyer. And clearly, I am not a stranger to some of the more fun ways that you can get a little enlightened.
Mm-hmm.
Do I recognize the smell of the flour?
Wow.
Do you recognize the smell of flour?
I may.
I don't think so.
Okay.
However, I like the idea, but like,
Wild.
she goes, wait a second. And she walks over to the cabinet and opens it up and pulls out the big like bag of flour. And behind the big bag of flour is a thing of rat poison.
That was my other guess.
Oh.
And she looks at it and she goes, oh shit. And so the big C clue here is the flour is rat poison.
Yep.
In all of our cooking, well, not mine because I used matzo bread.
That's why yours was delicious.
That's true. That is very true.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And Melanie quickly like runs over to the trash can and like sticks her finger in her mouth trying to make herself throw up. But yeah, that is your big C clue.
Oh no.
Who would have had access?
Well, my friend is a big Hollywood lawyer, and he says that producers have the most control on set. So I think, what is his name?
Rajesh.
I think it might be that Rajesh guy. I don't like saying it with that accent.
Yeah,
fair.
but that doesn't make sense considering when he talked to me, he told me that if Paul Pasadena were gone, his career would be ruined.
Yeah, but he also came up with a way to avoid the to smooth it over, and
He also didn't want us calling the cops.
his expenses are so bad. Look, I still have the envelope of receipt, which I think are his. Look at these. Who needs that many massages?
Wait,
Well,
do you believe that the receipts were Paul's or?
That's my guess.
Oh yes.
Perhaps he was draining the show of its money. And this is the way to get rid of it.
he was laundering it through Paul.
I didn't even think of that.
Question: you have the cookbook, right?
I have the oh shit, yeah, I have the cookbook and I have the receipts.
What pages are missing?
Yeah, but
I'm gonna ask
We're gonna look at the contents.
Melanie.
If there's the
Sure,
content.
Well, yeah. Well, ask Melanie if she's a fan of Mary Cherry.
Of course I am.
So you're quite familiar with her recipe book.
Yeah, any good baker should be.
So do you happen to know what pages might have been taken?
well, I mean, I assume if you open the book and it goes
Check the
1, 2,
contents.
5.
Oh, sure.
It's true. But sure enough, she looks at it and goes, oh, of course. She's like, this, she names off like 3 recipes, and she goes, and hot cross buns. Oh, that's weird. She's like, Paul and Mary were in a huge argument the other day about hot cross buns and how Paul said his were better and Mary said hers were better, and it was a big deal on set. It was right before you ladies all showed up. They were very upset.
Well, 1 a penny, 2 a penny. That's all I got
That's
in my head right
also
now.
the
I am
only thing I
so
can think of.
sorry.
I just made those the other day. They were
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yep. Oh my
On the
God.
recorder.
Everyone, the
Yeah.
recorder,
Yeah.
childhood life.
Um, and this was definitely be
This is
a
like
heated argument between people on the set.
Rat Poison's 10. This is 11.
Oh, rat poison was 10?
Yeah.
Jesus, we have so many clues and none of us are synthesizing them.
Yeah, I think at this point,
We just have to make some guesses.
it's probably a good idea to start like, so now we're going to have like, we'll go into the unless there's any other scene particularly some of you are looking for here.
Nope.
I think now's a good time to go into the theorizing. So now how this game works is you are going to talk amongst yourselves. It can be in or out of character. I don't care. Either both are acceptable. I don't think Clara can get out of character if you try at
I
the moment.
can't.
Yeah,
I
it's
met
fair.
my avatar and I have ascended.
No judgment, all respect. And
Check Avatar State.
I've achieved the avatar state.
You get Flora.
And now you're going to connect these clues to a theory. Now, some of the clues you might not be able to connect, and that's okay. It's just going to be one less on whatever you're going to roll. But at the end, however many you can roll, or how many you can connect to your cool theory, is going to be what it is. And it doesn't have to make the most sense in the world. It just has to make some sense, and you have to convince me that that clue connects to your theory. If you say clues like, oh, this clue makes sense because of something that was happening over here that's not related, doesn't count towards your roll. It has to count to the actual murderer. So,
I think it was.
So, Biddy huddle in the corner.
Sure.
What have you got, Aurora?
Well, I am of the opinion that it was Mary Cherry.
You think so?
There's a lot going on here. There's the book with the recipes taken out. I would assume that since the book was found in Paul's trailer, he may have ripped them out of anger, or ripped them out because he was copying the recipe, trying to duplicate Mary's recipe. Which
For
she,
who exactly? Which makes me think. I think it's Rajesh. Only. I know. Only because. Excuse me. Only because. Mary Cherry got the Prime Minister on her side. She could probably get away with a lot of things, and she don't have to go through all this bullshit to do what she needs to do. I think that Rajesh was probably hooking up with Paul Pasadena because Scott was muttering something about someone else being with his man. There was a ball gag. There was a riding crop. There was some handcuffs. You were in the restroom during that.
Okay.
And
gotta tell
you
you
missed the
later.
good one. And because of the contract demands, because of all the expenses that he was running up, and with that love affair with Mary Cherry, I think there's a lot of things riding on his show being canceled or having a hard time. So he needed to get rid of that big old star that was weighing in, that was messing with Mary Cherry and messing with the Prime Minister in a certain kind of way because they were having that fight. I think that could be why.
but you see, the other person he may have been sleeping with may have been his wife.
Ooh. Did not even think about
Yes. And I did notice that Scott Lamb does have pierced ears.
that. Does.
Yes. Which would correlate to the jewelry that was found.
Oh, I was like, what are you trying to imply?
Paul and that Paul got those earrings for
For
Scotty.
Scott Lamb.
Oh.
Not
the
to
little
mention
lamb.
that there was
He wanted
that,
a lamb chop.
Oh, I think he had the lamb chop. Wanted to take the lamb for some mint and jelly.
Mm.
But I don't know what that means, America.
Oh, I
Inside
do.
Baseball made that shit up.
Oh, I do.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride indeed. But there was also the huge fight that happened in the British version of the show when Scott Lamb was on that.
Oh, right. And they brought him back, but there's still some like unfinished business he's trying to
Right.
handle.
So are you saying it's Scott who?
It could be. Look at my clues again.
What if here's a question, mechanically speaking.
Yeah.
Can it be more than one person working together?
Sure.
Oh.
Shouldn't be more than 3, but
Oh.
you can have more than one.
Okay. Because what if?
Do you think it's Donna and Buck?
No, I don't think Buck's smart enough to kill him.
I
Well-
mean, he could be a henchman.
Poison does look like flour.
Sure does.
And he does have big Kronk energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it could have been.
We don't know how well that worked
Like,
out.
I don't know if it would be Mary because she went around tasting all the pies too.
That's true.
Oh, that is true. She did taste everything.
But what if it was her and she's been secretly building up an immunity to rat poison? I become Oklahoma again the whole time.
You mean like that little Wallace Shawn in that cute little movie
Yeah. I saw that in theaters.
where there's a bride and there's a princess?
Mm-hmm.
Same person.
I had cane powder. I bet my life on it.
What if Mary Cherry was secretly immunizing herself? Fuck it. To rat poison. To get Paul Pasadena out of the way.
That's track.
Is there something I can do to think back on when they were going around tasting the pies?
In this phase, you can tell me what happened.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit, yeah, we're doing
Yeah,
it.
like if you want to say like, oh yeah, I noticed that he never like chewed on it or whatever, like you can
Like-
totally do that right now and like in this
She
phase.
only ate the filling out of all the pies?
And because she wouldn't have gotten the full essence of my full bite of pie if she had only eaten just that little bit of blueberry.
Yes, because
that
the
makes
crust
sense. What
is what would have saved your pie.
honestly, I'm known for my crust.
No argument here.
It
I love
does
that
explain
that was
why
his
she
concern.
likes the matzo pie crust.
Right. Yeah.
That's
'Cause
out
that's the only one she commented on the crust.
I thought they said yours was flaky. No, Paul said it was
Paul said,
flaky.
yeah.
And he went in on that crust on your crust. Ooh.
Ooh. You did like the crumble on your pie.
Oh, goodness. Jones, don't eat the pie.
You're like, where is Jones? And he's like, not around.
It's fine. He'll be fine.
So what do we have here? We have
But
I didn't put
what,
numbers
What
next to
if,
it.
what if we consider the idea that Mary and Rajesh were working together?
Honestly, would
Because he was ruining Rajesh's show, and he was taking the spotlight away from Mary, and he was getting all this money from the show, and
not.
she
Trying
wasn't.
to, say something about her cooking and saying that she wasn't as good as bacon as he was.
And we know she hates America.
Well, clearly, she is one jingoistic little lady.
I don't hate that concept of them working together, although Rajesh is quite dreamy.
I think
Don't
it's a
let
little
your
bit
love for him, or your lust for him, really, Aurora, like cloud you, as they say.
It sounds like I could make that look in court.
They both have a motive.
Mm-hmm.
They both have
Method.
an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
To take over the show and save themselves.
Look, especially given how much press is going to cover the fact that this great baker has died.
And
Everyone's going to tune
especially
in
how
to see
he
what
died.
happens.
Oh my goodness. If they find out he was hogtied, ass up,
Right. Oh, I remember.
bleached and all.
The
Ooh,
controversy
gosh.
around what's his name? Oh, you know, that Kill Bill fellow.
I was literally
Right?
thinking David Carradine.
That's right. That's right.
I hate that
He
you
was
read
such
my
a
mind.
dear boy.
I was heartbroken when he did die. I felt a little choked up about it.
I'm dying.
We all are a little bit every day, honey.
Not really.
Except Agnes.
Except Agnes. Agnes will bury us all.
I want to know what she's on.
So perhaps it was a job done between Rajesh and Mary, and perhaps they were trying to blame the jilted lover, Scott.
And
Oh,
that's
they
why
were
had
framing him.
to
That's why they
him.
brought him back and cast him on the show.
And
Because
Because
left
they knew he would be angry and
Paul
he'd be muttering.
hogtied,
And
because
that's what
hogtying did
happened.
nothing to make his death quicker.
Not a damn thing. Because if he was already poisoned, they tied
They
him
had
up
to
for
make
no
it look
reason.
like a crime of lust.
A lover's quarrel.
Mm.
And we already know that what's his face, you know.
And who could make a more beautiful
Was-
cake than Mary Cherry
Right.
Well,
to leave
We
in
found-
her own
Frame someone else.
refrigerator.
Frame another baker.
This is that's never mind. I was gonna be like, can we look up the Instagram or whatever, and it's got like all of her cakes.
Check the recipe book
the
and
recipe
see
book,
if it
shit.
matches the cake in the.
Yeah, I flip over through the recipe book, and there's like the birthday cake, and the recipe for icing that holds its shape, so you can do the words.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah.
Okay, so we know Mary
I'm
Cherry
certainly
knew
glad
that.
I didn't drink any of her water grass clippings.
What?
You know who else? You know who else?
Explain.
I hate to say it, but do you know who else knows that recipe book backwards and forwards?
Melanie.
Correct.
3 people.
I don't think Melanie's lived here for ages.
She
has
hated
a,
Paul.
She has a motive.
She did hate his.
Paul put her family out of business.
But maybe she's another mulligan, as they say, or MacGuffin, or whatever it is, the thing that where it confuses
red
you.
earring.
She
That
never
it,
tried
that's
to
it.
kill me.
Do you not remember the Amanda Dupont? No, I forget the name. Delacourt novel, where the case of the reddest herring. Honestly, it was when the original author was starting to like fade off, so her son took over.
Oh, and the writing did change a little
Yeah.
bit. You're right.
I always had a problem with that. It should be the most red herring.
Not the reddest herring.
Right.
Yeah.
Terrible.
All right. So what do we think, ladies?
I think it was Mary and Rajesh.
Mary and Rajesh.
I would agree.
Okay.
I wish we had a better answer, but
I think that all makes sense. Okay, so we're gonna go through the clues real quick and see if they connect. So since you probably took them in the actual order that we did them, what's the first clue?
Body signs of being poisoned.
Okay, how does that connect?
The rat poison and the producer had the access to supply things.
Perfect. Next one.
Unreasonable demands in contract.
Okay.
Come on.
Costing Reggie's
Yeah.
money.
yep.
Envelope of extravagant expenses.
Same thing.
Just okay.
Ruining the
See the money trail.
Okay.
Rajesh is destitute.
show.
All makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always
Uh,
money.
Expensive diamond earrings. I don't think we.
The loaves
The loaves for to pose it as
to pose that it was
Scott.
going to Scott, like
frame
to
Scott.
love her,
Oh, even though it ended up in Donna's car.
even though it ended up in Donna's car. Maybe she. But they could have been left there because it was Paul. Like he could have used her car too, right?
Right, but that's what I mean. Like, if Paul accidentally left them in Donna's car for Scott, that doesn't really tie them into.
But maybe
Rajesh
Donna
or-
bought them to look like they were to go to.
But Donna's not involved. It's Mary and Rajesh.
That's right.
Maybe he was trying to make up with Donna.
Or they're for Mary.
Oh, like as like an apology for the hot cross bun situation.
Maybe.
Well, the
Did
hospital spend situation happened recently.
I don't know how long.
I think
the
this
earrings
is
have
the
been
only
around.
one we can't.
They
Yeah,
might have been
I don't think we got this
unrelated.
one.
I think
Okay.
they're unrelated.
All right, let's come back to it. We'll say no for right
Okay.
now, but if you once we're done with our theory, if you want to see, we can go back. Okay, next.
Ball gag, handcuffs, and
Writing crop.
Writing
that's
crop.
what I wrote.
Yep, I believe you.
Tied
You're
into
so
the
lucky
framing
I
with the
did
hog
that.
tying.
Got it. Frame crop.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
so lucky I was in the bathroom for that.
Next.
And the pages ripped out
Cookbook
of.
by Mary Cherry,
Mhm.
With
with
recipes
pages
out.
ripped out.
Okay, that was you
That
guys
was
were
the
clear on that one.
recipe battle.
Next one.
Yeah.
Mary has a love affair with the Prime Minister.
Yep.
Yeah, she can get away with it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She knows
Gotcha.
she can.
Sense of power. Okay,
And
next
then
one.
the accusatory cake.
She's her cake, which
Which
is
is faked.
Yeah.
Fake.
It was her recipe. She
From the
made it
book.
to point at another baker.
gotcha.
Like
Okay.
Scott.
And flour being rat poison.
Well, that's
Well, that's
Rajesh had
our
access to.
murder weapon.
Yep.
Okay.
And then heated argument between Paul and Mary.
Absolutely. There you
And
go.
just
Motive.
More evidence of
Yeah.
motive.
1,
yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I think the only one we
7,
can't make
8,
work
9,
is the
10.
earring.
Yeah. 10 out of 11,
Yeah.
which is
I
not
mean,
bad.
Honestly,
it's
the
really good.
earrings may just have been him trying to make up with Donna.
Donna.
Like he could have just bought her those
But this
earrings.
doesn't care
It
about
does
cooking.
give.
We know
Well, no, it
Scott
does
cares
give
about
like
cooking.
she found the earrings, and he's like, "No, they're for you. I swear."
Right.
They were really for Scott.
They're
Really,
asking
really.
for Scott.
Okay.
Mhm.
But I don't think that ties into our theory.
I don't think so either. Okay. But still, that's really good. 10
It's
out of
messy,
11.
which we love, but it's not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
10 out of 11 is
Hey,
good.
our headcanon is that, but it's not going to help you for the roll. Okay, perfect. All right, so now you guys are going to roll +3.
That's the one thing that like the sheriff will ask about. But what about these earrings? And
Yeah.
we'll be like, oh, they're nothing.
Shut your mouth and stop asking, Wilbur. Right. Okay, so
Tiddly Wilbur.
Siblings.
Tinky Winky.
yeah, diddlywink.
Sheriff Bumble.
Okay. So now you have a choice. One person can roll the 2 dice, or what I found that a lot of people like to do is having one person roll a die and one person roll a die, and then like you add you guys are getting +3 because it's a level 7. You got 10 clues. So I leave it up to you. Does someone want to roll both of them, or what do you guys
I'm
want to
not
do?
rolling.
Don't look at me.
I'm not rolling no.
Want to roll?
Yeah.
Let's roll.
1 and 1.
Okay, one.
1 and 1. Hear that?
Don't fuck us.
Did you-
Joey!
Buddy.
Call it when you said 1 and 1.
No.
Okay.
Close though. In a way. I did in a way.
It's 2 1s. Jesus Christ!
What did you?
3 plus.
5. Okay, so 8.
8.
8.
Makes
That's
sense.
actually not the
Did we
worst thing in the
crawl
world.
over the...
Yeah.
That's
We
that's
sure did.
incredible. Okay.
We stumbled down the stairs onto some bullets.
Look,
I love
osteoporosis is a bitch, okay?
Officer Dumbledore is here, so we're gonna fumbly dumbly down these stairs.
Absolutely. So we're gonna have the scene, right? The change of scenes, and now you're all sitting in this room, and it's kind of hysterical for anyone to watch the show because they're all sitting on those like benches, like on the high stools or whatever, like they're waiting to find out who's like Star Baker when we later find out who did the murder. And you now all have the floor here. What are you guys gonna say?
Up, up,
Please
roll, roll.
let me go point at that Mary bitch.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it, Agnes.
Well, we'll say you guys set up the Rajesh part, and then I'll come in with the but don't forget.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Law background comes in.
Wrong reality show.
Close enough.
I think my game has been very strong. Okay. We bring to you today some evidence we've discovered. Not that we're cats, but if you would like to make an educated guess as to who might have, done this murder, we're going to present them and let everyone come to their own conclusions. We are not responsible for any conclusions you make. Is that clear? Can I get verbal confirmation from everyone in the room?
He's like, yeah. And Sheriff Developer's like, absolutely.
We're in Nantucket, so I can record without your permission. Leave the floor to you.
Hi, Sheriff Double Whip. I'm really happy to have you here. Now, we have amassed a list of evidence through our search today. 1, we have discovered that there is poison on this set. We've discovered that there's rat poison on this set. If you did not already know, everyone, that's why the pies were tainted and the scores were probably wrong based on the flour being contaminated,
It's like, I knew it.
right? Didn't it tasted different, didn't it?
Everyone knows rat poison makes lemon meringue much more tart.
Honey, I don't know if that's the case,
Oh my god.
quite honestly.
Melanie like looks at you, like, really?
So oh, never mind. There was a certain time and place when making a pie for a man, especially your husband. Well, anyway, I digress. Now,
You can't talk about that. That's attorney-client privilege.
I'm not even, honey. Okay. So, Mr. Pasadena, it appears that he did not need to be hogtied to be killed. He was poisoned. There was evidence of this around his mouth, that used to be used for love or something, but there were some things that he probably got into that we cannot get into right now, like whips and ball gags and things. Okay, but I digress. I'm going to pass this to Aurora.
Well, as we discovered, and Melanie can attest to this, she discovered it with me, there is obvious evidence of the flour being tainted with rat poison, which was distributed to all of us prior to our baking. Which, if all of you remember, as clearly as we do, because we care so much about our baking and who eats it,
Correct.
Mr. Pasadena sampled each and every one of our pies
With good crust.
in their entirety.
Full big bites.
However,
He dipped in.
Miss Cherry notably did not, which I at one time believed was probably due to a
Dietary restrictions.
She was
Yes.
avoiding carbs.
thank you.
Maybe she's, you know.
She probably scoops her bagels.
I may have lived in St. Cloud, but that's sacrilege.
Yes. Absolutely.
So, why would she avoid a crust? Especially one as delicious and flaky and pertinent to the overall flavor of a pie of lemon meringue, that if she had tasted...
All right, this is getting kind of personal, I feel. That maybe this is a little bit off topic, my dear Aurora. I do appreciate you taking over, though. So maybe I take it back.
There was a bit of that look when she crushes her ceramics like that.
Let it out, sweetie. You called that moon mother. You embraced the moon mother inside of you.
Would you want to crush the plate that was like in front of her? She's like,
Yes.
Let her know.
Now, another thing we need to know, since you're talking about Miss Mary Cherry here and not eating any carbs, but she does eat a little bit of PM.
Wait, what?
That's the minister of prime, the prime minister.
Oh.
She's been a nibbling. Mary, you have, or have you not, had an affair with the prime minister?
you are so uncouth.
It's just us in here. We're not recording nothing.
Well, we're not recording anything.
We have permission to, because you signed a permit. You signed.
You
a-
did sign a waiver for it.
You
Yeah,
signed
of
a-
course I
you
did.
signed
You
a-
signed the
Of
waiver
course
to be
I
in the
did.
tent.
Yeah, you signed a release when you walk into the tent.
She's like, of course I did. He's a wonderful lover.
Ooh. You love power, don't you?
It is a completely reasonable thing for a woman of status to enjoy a man with power.
I get it.
I
think
can't
we all
disagree.
Yeah.
I think we all agree with that here.
Cheers, man.
But you gotta remember that power ultimately corrupts.
In the best ways.
I have
And so does
a
rat poison.
pamphlet for you to look at.
I have been corrupted by power many times. So sometimes it's delightful. So, there was a cake in your refrigerator that looks strikingly like a cake that you used to bake specifically from your book.
I'll that everyone can cook a cake. It's just a
Like
baking
to
a
the
cake.
letter. It looked like one of your happy birthday cakes from your book.
With that specialized rosette piping that you boast about.
Nobody makes gelatinous frosting like you.
And especially with the theme of roses like you like to have all around you. You
A
went to
Turkish-inspired poke cake, really?
great lengths to tell us about how much you love roses and how it represented England and all this stuff about roses.
Yeah, rosewater.
To not miss that as a clue.
This is ridiculous.
It's
Completely
like
ridiculous.
You know when a serial killer leaves like a little note or some
Like
sort
one
of
wants to get
signature?
caught.
A signature.
The roses is part of your signature.
You couldn't help it.
I will not stand for this.
No, you will sit for it, though.
And then I do want to say something else.
Like Agnes.
May have been dealing with some financial troubles as well, though, through the midst of all of this.
Jung Rajesh.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, What does that have to do with anything? Of course, I was very clear that I had financial issues.
Correct. But if you get rid of your big star that is draining a lot of your finances, or maybe you're laundering his expenses through your finances, or I don't know exactly how it all works, getting reimbursed from the BBC for all these extravagant things.
Not to mention that a paramour of the Prime Minister may have a lot of disposable income.
And pull.
I
And we all know the BBC is a government-funded.
You're right.
Entity, correct?
this is
In
ridiculous.
America, we can buy televisions for free.
He's like, really? Basically, no. This is ridiculous. Of course, I'm not involved in such a ludicrous scandal.
Not so ludicrous when you're trying to save your ass.
Well,
Is it?
honey,
When there's a show famous with 2 people involved, and a third wants to take it over. Seems like a recipe for disaster.
Title of episode, Recipe for
There we
Disaster.
are, 100%.
shatters
Um,
plate.
so at this point, Sheriff Dalrymple is like leaning over, like trying to like keep track of what's happening, and clearly confused. Is there anything else anyone wanted to lay out here?
I think we hit every
Okay.
point.
Except for the baguette earrings,
Yeah.
diamonds,
Yeah, that's
whatever.
fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
those were the,
But I want to do the Benoit. Is that the
Benoit Blanc.
Benoit Blanc? Like, it just leaves the one hanging.
oh, the
clue
classic,
of
just one more thing,
Yes.
Columbo.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
But what about the earrings?
I'm lost on those too, honey. Zippity, what do
Mary-
you say?
Mary throws down her like she's
Sheriff
holding like
Down
her
Jones.
skirt or whatever. She like throws it down angrily and she says, "This is horrible. You have all ruined everything. This was going to be a real simple situation, but no, you all had to make this a terrible experience." She's like, "And the earrings were from me." And then all of a sudden, all the lights go out in the tent, and it goes pitch black.
My cataracts are acting up.
And then you see lights turn on, and Jones comes flying through the tent in the car and hits Mary Berry as she like falls to the ground. The lights come on, and Mary's on the ground, and she's like, "Oh!" And Rajesh is gone. And with that, that ends our episode of
my
Brindlewood Bay.
I'm gonna walk over to the
sounded
car
long.
and put my hand on the fender and say, "God bless America." Now,
we're just gonna quickly go through the end of games section or whatever how it works, and just so everyone knows for the future. So under end of sessions, you have 3 things marked. So the first one is, did the murder mason solve the mystery? Obviously, yes. So you check off an XP. The next one, what did you pick, Agnes?
I picked, did I secretly undermine the authority of a local official?
Okay. Did you feel like you did?
I mean,
All of us.
not
did.
specifically. It's just the
Dude,
fact
the
that the sheriff was
We
such
saw
a...
the car before he
Yeah.
did.
It really was.
Uh,
I think you did, because like you discovered the mystery for him, and he was
Right.
completely lost. So I would give it to you.
And then the second one I picked, you want both at the same time?
Yes.
Okay. Did you show someone you still got it?
Why did you pick the same ones?
I also picked that one.
It's a perfect one. You want to
Yeah,
get it, yeah.
Jones still got it.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I got feisty with Mary, but nah.
I agree. I think it was good. Okay, Aurora.
Yeah, so I picked literally the same ones as Dave. So secretly undermine the authority of a local official. I think
Yep.
we agreed that's a thing.
Agreed.
And I would argue that I did show someone that I still got it when I was drinking with Rashish.
Exactly right. I 100% agree. 100% agree.
I picked Undermine Authority as well
Mm-hmm.
because ACAB. You were camera capped. And then also, did you share a memory of a late family member? I joked about it at one point, but I don't know that fully counted.
Okay.
I got stopped before. Comrade.
Camrad.
Camrad. I got
A's were the
stopped
old
before I explained how high my leg went.
Right. It's probably for the best.
Probably for the
Yeah. So you go ahead and get the one experience. That's good. Tabitha?
Sure. I said, did I share a memory of a late family member? And I sure did.
Absolutely.
Down
you
in
did.
Florida on the Key West, and we were there.
Little key lime pie.
Oh,
Yeah.
delicious. And then did you show someone that you still got it? I feel like if we got into it, I could still fight with the best of them, and I could out England.
You verbally screwed up here. Like a rock star.
I took
Yeah.
her down. I took her down.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, yeah,
I was
you
like,
both
don't bless
did
my heart. I'll bless your heart.
I'll pray for you is
Yeah.
what got me.
That might be my favorite interaction of the night, by the way. You speak in there.
absolutely.
Oh, God, beautiful. Okay, so that's Brindlewood Bay. I hope you guys had fun.
We did.
I had a great time.
We did. I had so much
I've
fun.
never loved characters.
It's such a fun game, right? It's one of my favorites,
Oh my god, this
for
is
sure.
so good.
Good. I love it.
Yes.
We just have a couple minutes real quick, so I just want to ask, does anyone have any stars and wishes kind of thing? Things that you liked or thought were like, oh, I think this would have been interesting differently. Or I like to, it's good to hear that kind of stuff. I think also people watching might like to hear it.
Game-wise, is this does Brindlewood Bay work as a campaign thing, or is it one-shots mostly?
No, it's actually, it's designed for a campaign. It's designed for, I think, 12 sessions.
And then during the campaign, is it one mystery, or are we solving a bunch of mysteries but growing over time?
A bunch of mysteries. So it's like
Okay.
the episode mysteries
really is
and then the
episodic.
season mystery. The season mystery is the
Like a
void
big
mystery,
overall.
right?
Oh, I love that. I love that. Because I would have, my wish is that we did a full fucking, campaign of it.
It's
Big
super
time.
fun. I did one at
Yeah.
12-sided, and it was.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was
Oh, that's
really
cool.
a delight.
It's good.
Yeah. It's fun to be these ladies, and I got to be more of the idiot Rose, and I like that because I think last time I was more. And then I saw Joey walk, and I was like, perfect. I'm glad I came.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Though, in my mind, I was like, I saw the cast, so I was like, I feel like
Joey's got it.
it's always a glamour god. And so it's fun to get to jump around in these little characters. I feel like next time I want to be the oldest biddy because there's some joy in just that role too.
Yeah.
It's great.
My only wish would be, and I know you kind of designed it this way because it's one shot, but I would love to see us experiencing more of the void nonsense.
Yeah, me too.
Which I get is restricted
For the season, yeah.
right? But that was the whole thing with the conference was super fun, and I can only imagine what Agnes would do in that situation.
Nice.
Yeah, I can get more and more Cthulhu.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
I would have loved to see what Dana did confronted by Cthulhu.
I feel like a whole bunch of roaches Agnes would have just put on the crown of talk about a memory and just be like, oh yeah, this is like that apartment. That's fine.
Amazing.
You just keep the lights on. You're good.
Oh,
Let's get to a camera with the light on it. That'd be so good. I love it.
God,
That's fantastic.
This is an insane game, and I love it.
yeah,
It
it's so
is.
delightful, right? It's just cozy.
Yeah.
Well, my stars for tonight were obviously all of you. You guys were perfect. I wanted sass, and I got all the sass, and I loved it. It was so good. Exactly what I wanted.
You
So
asked for sass, and we said how high.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. It was good.
I very much liked Mary as a characterization.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed
Thank
with her
you.
trailer and everything about it.
Yeah.
I was just like,
Anglophile trailer.
delicious.
Or at least
'Cause,
that makes me felt very seen.
That's what I'm. Yeah, same. I still might have. Anyway,
That's awesome.
You still have your
British
shrine to,
shit.
Diana? Yeah.
I got it.
Okay, so thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. It was been super fun. Thank you all for playing. It was amazing. I'd like to thank our chat mods, Mr. James V, who, as always, is everywhere and everything.
Love you, James.
And it doesn't say it on here, but I also want to thank our Discord mods who do a great job over there, too.
Yes.
I want to thank all of the people on Patreon who are continuing to do this every month and make it so nice to where we don't have to, we can play what we want, which is great. And I think it's one of the best things about Happy Jacks, honestly, is that
We're not beholden to any one system.
exactly right.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's what we want to play, when we want to play it, how we want to play it,
Yep.
which is how I think we should live our lives.
Yep.
Let's reintroduce ourselves, say anything about what makes you awesome. Go.
Oh my God, what makes me awesome? Well, I'm just here, showing
All
up.
of the things.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
all the things.
Hi guys, my name is Terry Gamble. I've been playing Tabitha Struthers, Southern Belle of a Certain Nature. You can find me all over the internet at the Terry Gamble, pretty much everywhere. It's Terry with one R. I do a lot of fun different things, like I don't know I feel like it was a busy week. It was a busy week. I'm an improviser here in Los Angeles, so I do a lot of live shows. So check those out if you get a chance. You can follow me on my Instagram. I usually post about them when they're coming up, because I honestly forget till I'm like, oh, I should probably post. So you can find that there. I also have a weekly podcast that we're going into our 7-year anniversary this next week.
Wow, big grats.
Wild. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And so you can check that out. It's Horror Movie Survival Guide. Each week we tackle a different scary movie. Hopefully scary, because sometimes they're not. Sometimes you're like, when you hear us talk about that, very spoiler heavy. So if it's a movie you want to see and you don't want it spoiled, do not listen to the episode before you watch the movie, but enjoy it after. It's like hanging out with your friends, talking about it, and just deep diving, talking about alternate casting universes and all that stuff. Me and my podcast co-host also teamed up with the George A. Romero Foundation. We do a live show once a month, every final Thursday of the month, where we chat with different women and femmes in horror called Horror X, which has been a super fun collaboration with them. We've had amazing people on there like director Bria Grant, Chelsea Stardust, actress Beth Grant, who's like an icon and legend to me. I love her so much. And the editor of Fangoria Online, Angel Mellinson. So many wonderful people. So check that out. You can find those episodes on YouTube. What else, kids? What else do I got? Oh, I'm an actor person, so you can look me up on IMDb. Help my score. That helps. I think that's good. And I'm going to be at Comic-Con on a panel doing a really fun alternate casting reading of some comics with a bunch of wonderful queerdos and weirdos. So join us for that. The Thursday of Comic-Con, I think it's the 24th. My bestie, my podcast co-host, has a movie playing at Comic-Con, her short film that she adapted to Stephen King short. And it's just a delightful, wonderful, just 70s-tastic romp. She shot it in Maine, in Stephen King's dorm room where it was set and written as well.
Rad.
So freaking cool. So you can check that out. If you go to Comic-Con, it's going to be on the Friday at Comic-Con on the 25th or 26th. Sorry if the dates are... just check it out on the internet. And then I'm going to be at Midsummer Scream this summer as well on the queer horror panel happening, I believe, the Sunday of Midsummer Scream, which is the same weekend as Comic-Con. So I'm going to be going down to San Diego and then back up to LA and doing another show called Final Girl, which is a fully improvised horror show on the 27th of July. So watch me, I guess, find me places. I'm going to be all around doing things for you all. So check those out. Thanks.
Damn, girl, you're busy.
You're so
I'm
busy.
already excited and exhausted.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
Welcome to
cheers.
my world.
Yeah.
I too am quite tired.
Amazing.
Oh my God. I'm yawning now.
Got you on the yawn.
Hello, I'm Clara. I'm all over the internet as clearly_golden. Unless you're into mermaids, in which case clearly_golden actually has a lot of my mermaid shit.
It
so
sure
it's
does. It's so
fine.
hot.
Someone was like, wow, you don't wear that much when you're a mermaid. I'm like, I don't know how to tell you. I have terrible news about mermaids. Yeah. What do I'm
Amazing news, the word you're looking for.
amazing
Yeah.
news.
Like
What are
undersea,
they
they're
expecting?
probably
Like,
not wearing
the mermaid in the full
clothes.
Irish sweater.
Yeah, like a mermaid in like a cardigan.
Yeah, just Library
no,
mermaid. Okay.
library mermaid. Yeah.
Mermian.
What do I have going on right now? Not a ton. I have a lot of stuff like in production. But yeah, you should I was gonna say follow me on Twitter and then you'll know what I'm doing, but that's not true because I don't update my tweets. But yeah, I'm usually here over at Happy Jacks or I'm over at Queen's Court Games playing things. Theoretically, we might start season 3 of the All Night Society at some point. We're actually working on stuff, which is very nice. Which is our award-winning Vampire the Masquerade podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's everything I've got. So that's all. I guess sometimes I go over to Hallowed Haven and do shit with them. But that's not till January, so don't worry about it.
Rad. Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, I am Joey. I have been Joey and remain being Joey at least for the near future. You can find me on the internet at Feywild or Feywild85. That's FEYWILDE85. Currently, I am taking a bit of a break from my normal monthly Drinkspear productions because I am preparing to go into a full production and remount of our my theater company's production of Puffs, or 7 increasingly eventful years of certain school of magic and magic, which we did in 2019. That was going to be a yearly thing, and then the world ended. So now we are bringing it back. We're very, very excited, mostly because She Who Shall Not Be Named doesn't see a goddamn red cent about it. So we're super thrilled about that.
Hell yeah.
So come and join us.
Nice
It's
work.
going to be in Yorba Linda. I think like Yorba Linda Cultural Arts Center, I think the building is what it's called. And if you still love that world and want to enjoy it without giving her any money, come and support us. And we will take you there and have a great time. And that'll be in September.
Awesome. Have seen it. It's amazing.
Indeed. I agree. Fucking eyeball. Oh, damn. Anyway. Everybody, I've been Kadave. It's always a pleasure to be here, and it's been so much fun playing with some people that I haven't seen in a long time, and with a GM I've never played in a game with, so that's super
Yes.
By the way.
fun. Which is
Delightful.
weird, considering we only know each other from gaming-related stuff, and
Yeah.
then we've gone this long. I don't know. It's one of those things.
Yeah.
But you can find me on my own Twitch channel, usually once a week, doing Dave the Diver on Tuesdays now. But I'm taking a hiatus for most of the month of July because I am on a massive, epic, Great American road trip with my kids, where we are going from here up to Yellowstone, over to Devil's Tower, in which we have shown them Close Encounters before we get there.
Nice.
Important things.
All the way across to Connecticut and back. So if you have like a cool, nerdy store or game store or something in between Connecticut and California, and you hear this, send me a tweet at CA Sith Lord, and I'll see if it's on the route. I'll try and make a stop because I'd love to see some crazy places.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's most of my July, and then I'll be back for August, hopefully, unless we get abducted by aliens somewhere in the Midwest. I don't know.
It's funny, our episode this next week, for those, this is a sneak peek, for those, it's just our Patreon people know, it's No One Will Save You. It's talking about abductions, baby. And I went to the Philosophical Society of Research here in Los Angeles a couple weeks ago. Elijah Wood and Daniel Noah were conducting a talk with Brian Deffield, the director, about the paranormal. And it got deep. So anyway, I hope you guys check it out. But yes, maybe you're going to see aliens along the way. And I love you're going to see Close Encounters spaces. I mean, goodness. Good luck out there, kids. They're out there.
Yeah. On the way north, we're driving right past Area 51 too. So.
Nice.
we're
Oh,
tempted
you're
to
literally
flight.
going like on like a
You're going on a paranormal experience. That's what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
You're going to all the pockets.
I mean, I don't know if we're gonna make it back through Point Pleasant, West Virginia, to see the Mothman statue again, but we'll see. I was there. My kids weren't. That's their loss.
They'll get it next time you drive across the
Last
country.
time I was there, I got stung by a bee and had a whole
They have to
adventure
be
down a
old
rocky
enough to
road.
appreciate Mothman Stumpy.
On that note, hey.
Okay, I'm Brooke. Oh, sorry.
No, no.
Okay, I'm Brooke. I was the GM today and had total fun letting them all be awesome. Please come check out all of the shows on happyjacks.org/shows. And if you want to find all the other stuff, check out the Happy Jacks Network in general. So anyway, thank you all. I will talk to you all later on the internet. Bye.
Bye.
Join the Discord.